it's not just starting. It's starting with us, but it doesn't end with our community, with our industry. It's going to spread. We basically get used as the first point of contact, saying, we can all hate on this community because of this reason, and everyone's going to rally behind it. Correct. The most emotive. And then they're going to say, wait, we already fucked over the whores. Now let's go for the queers. Now let's go for the journalists. Now let's go for the left wing. Now let's go for this.
All independent media.
Correct.
It will eventually touch something that you like too, even if you don't like porn. Like that's the thing, is like
it will eventually hit you.
That's right.
It will,
because
because
they're coming for your video games. Look at me right now.
They
are.
Games.
They will come for your GTA. Look at me in the eyes, hold my hands, and realize this. They will come for your GTA 5.
They'll come for the first person
all right?
shooters. Like, shut up.
They will. They will.
They're gonna come for your gore. They're
thing.
gonna come for the blood. They're gonna come for first person shooters. It's all gonna go away. You'll only be able to play Minecraft.
Because
Minecraft's
got violence too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's too much violence, and there's potential bestiality in Minecraft. Because the animals, they kiss.
Yes.
And have hearts.
True. Okay.
They're gonna ban that shit too.
We're only gonna get what, Purple Place? Is that one of the super old like?
We're gonna be able to play like a VeggieTales like visual novel. All right.
No, that's erotic.
That's gonna be
it. Cucumber. That's erotic. You can't have cucumbers.
Yeah. True.
Slime
rancher only. A cucumber. God damn it.
You guys are all going to be stuck in my neck of the woods.
The point being, it just allows the government to legislate morality and taste. And welcome into this episode of the Devs Podcast. I'm your host, Atramentum_X, Rise streamer and YouTuber. This is episode 53 of the Depths. We are back after a little hiatus as I was away, and a lot has happened while we were away. So tonight we're talking about the bevy of changes that have happened across adult sites and on the internet, ranging from the adult site Fansly implementing very strict rules against online digital creators, aka VTubers, as well as the website itch.io delisting all their NSFW content, and today apparently draconian anti-porn laws coming into effect in the UK as well. And I'm sure that's not even like the most of everything that's happened over the last couple of weeks. So today we're going to be discussing all of the forces that are rallying against pornography online, how it affects digital creators and VTubers, and we'll also be talking to our fantastic panel here of people who have been doing anti-sex work regulation,
anti-sex work.
That's there we go. Yeah,
anti-sex work.
Anti-sex work. Yeah.
Basically, folks have been pushing for decriminalization as well as a destigmatization. Wow, big word.
Destigmatization.
Thank you.
Yes.
Of sex work online and IRL. You're fine. With me, as always, is my co-host Lee Mystique. Say hi, Mystique.
Hello everyone, I am a small bean once again today. Welcome to the continuation of this episode of the Depths podcast that has been going on in the group chat since it was formed. This has been the most active group chat we have ever had, like hundreds of messages per day, like swapping information. It's been amazing, to be honest with you. I'm really excited for today's discussion.
There is a lot to talk about. Why don't you tell the listeners a bit about your background, Lady Mystique?
So, I have a background in sexology, although I am not formally qualified. I am also a sex education advocate, have been a dominatrix and involved in the BDSM scene for the last more years than I'm willing to admit. And what else about me? What else?
You are also a creator on Fansly and do audio content.
Oh yeah, I do that. Sorry, I am not tracking well today. I am a variety streamer and YouTuber. I make usually audio porn, but I also do 3D VR porn on Fansly, and safe for work stuff over on Twitch.
Thank you very much, Mystique. We value Mystique's background in sexology, as well as their constant input into this series. Thank you very much.
Also, before we go on, if you don't mind, I see Fuzzy's in chat. It's actually Fuzzy's birthday today. He's my IRL husband and biggest fan. So can I say happy birthday, Fuzzy?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Happy
birthday, Fuzzy!
Fuzzy!
Happy birthday, Fuzzy!
Happy birthday, Fuzzy. Fuzzy's also a former guest on the podcast. Check him out on which episode was it again?
It was the Polyamory 2 and Cuckolding and NTR.
Right. Yes, thank you. Check out that episode. It was one of our most popular episodes, actually.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Let's introduce our panel, starting with Pomtacular.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Pom. I use she, her, they, them pronouns. Oh jeez. I'm sorry, this is my first time doing a podcast. But I am not a lewd creator, actually. I am a law student and a VTuber. I am about to graduate law school. I've written already one 20-page paper on queer topics in adult entertainment, specifically looking at the First Amendment and how it applies to queer creators. And currently I'm working in a very timely paper on financial censorship within the adult entertainment industry. So I'm really excited to be here.
You want to tell the viewers a bit about your current campaign you got going on right now?
Oh, yeah. So on Twitter and I guess Blue Sky, because I remembered that I have Blue Sky,
That's true.
That's so valid.
sorry, Blue Sky. But I created a call script as well as an email script or template, I guess, where you can either insert your own information or use the script or use it however you'd like to call your representatives and legislators to talk to them about the current censorship issues. Yeah, I also hope that once my paper is done, I can condense it a little bit and be able to share it all with you all the information that I've gathered. So
That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank
I'm
you
also
very
a
much.
clown. So,
Also clown,
yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Palm came onto our radar recently. They were collecting information about the way that people have been affected by these sanctions against adult online creators and the financial censorship. I want to thank them very much for agreeing to appear on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Atra, and thank you, Mystique.
Yeah, of course. Next up, we have Hypnogia, aka Enchantress Gia.
Hello. Hello, everyone. So let's see.
We've all been like frantically discussing this
Yeah.
topic before like we became live, and now that we have to be normal and just talk about ourselves,
I
we
know.
have no
Yeah.
we have no concept. Like
I don't know who I am.
What am I doing?
I'll lead you in.
I've
I'll
been
lead you in.
prepared for this topic for weeks.
So
And I'm like-
Hypnogia is a dominatrix, right?
Yeah. I sure seem dominant right now. Yes, I am a dominatrix with specialties in financial domination, cuckolding, lesbian cuckolding, and basically everything under the sun, CBT, CEI, tease and denial, you name it, I do it. If it's not, I have.
If it's not illegal.
If it's not,
As of
I
the time
have
of this
been.
podcast, it's not illegal.
If it's not illegal, correct. If you won't go to jail for it, I partake. If I've been involved in various avenues of sex work since 2016, whether it's camming, stripping, in-person work, or online work. And it's been an amazing and challenging experience throughout all of this to see how the industry has changed in the last 9 years. So I am incredibly looking forward to talking about what's going on today and how in the background, this has actually all been in the works for at least 7 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you much, Gia. And last but not least, making their millionth appearance on this podcast, friend of the show, Susie. Tell the viewers a bit about yourself if they don't know you, Susie.
Hi. My name is Susie. I am a voice actress and also a LewDtuber. I am a Twitch partner here on Twitch. I also stream on Fansly. And yeah, I enjoy voice acting. I do audios. I also do IRL content. So I do a little bit of like a mixed bag. And I've been doing it now for about 4 years. Before that, I was just strictly like safe for work here on Twitch, but kind of became a LewTuber. So, and enjoying every second of it.
Thank you very much, Susie.
Mm-hmm.
So you can catch Susie on multiple episodes across the span of the last 53, and we recommend all of them. So yeah,
Yep.
For the audience, you may ask questions of our panel anytime. I will get to them as I get to them, and there's a link in chat to ask questions as well. Tonight, we're basically touching on all the things that have happened recently across the board, but I'm going to start off with what happened approximately a month and a half ago, which was the great Fansly purge of VTubers, or the great Fansly purge of furries, so to speak. So roughly about, I want to say 6 weeks ago, and feel free to correct me, chat, on the timeline of this, but this Fansly implemented or clarified a lot of its TOS and took a lot of people by surprise by banning, among other things, anthropomorphic furries and certain kinds of content that may be dubious consent, including intoxication, hypnosis, and so on. Some of these things were kind of already on the bubble. Some of these things were a surprise, as was all the furries, for example. So we've had many,
and
including guests
not
of this
being
podcast.
allowed. Oh, sorry.
We've had many even guests of this podcast entirely change their personas to be in compliance with this new rule. So, and this doesn't apply to you yet, Palm, but we'll get to you in a sec. For our panelists, what have you done recently to sort of like adapt to this threat on your livelihood on your various platforms? And what are your fears going forward that might happen as these rules continue to tighten on these platforms?
Well, I went through and I changed a lot of my text, first of all, just so that way it was compliant via moderation in terms of immediate moderation. I'm still waiting to see the full impacts of for my own content, like what is going to be taken down. I have not yet been had any content taken down on Fansly. So I don't know whether they're going to kind of. The problem is that I think that we talked about this in our group chat too, but like they started with things that people maybe could get on board with, you know, like dubious consent or incest or
hypno.
you know, or hypno.
As you can see by my name, that one's hit me hard.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I believe that hypno wasn't allowed on Fansly, to be honest, before, but they never enforced it.
Right.
Yeah, they never enforced it. So the problem has been that, I'll let you take it from there, but yeah.
No, I mean, hypno is something that it's always been one of those, if you don't talk about it, it might be okay. But once you kind of start getting, because hypno, trance, that kind of stuff falls under that dubious consent. You're not consenting, you're under the influence, and then it just gets messier. Correct. Just gets messier and messier. And it really lost kind of the beauty behind it, because that's one of my top favorite kinks. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's one of my most fun things to do, especially. It's just, there's just something different with it. And honestly, that goes back to just, it's that whole, just the CNC. It's dubious. It feels immoral. It feels illegal. And no one should be forced to do something they don't want to do. So they latched onto that. And you've seen terms like hypno, trance, mesmerize, even enchanted sometimes, falling under banned terms since 2019, 2020. I mean, you can't have it in your new username. You can't have it in heck, I remember trying to make a back when I was on OnlyFans way forever ago. that shit gets flagged. Then the minute you submit your username, you can't even submit it. So it's just one of those that just falls farther and farther and farther and farther from. It's just a matter of time. It's like, oh, it's allowed on this site right now, not for long.
Right. It's just
Yeah,
strange
one of
to me
the-
They go
because-
after kinks too. They go
Yes.
after they go after anything that's not really vanilla sex, you know?
Of course. And it's strange to me because I feel like the standards on individual and independent porn creators is much, much stronger than it is on big
studios.
porn studios. And 'cause, for example, you could open up Pornhub right now and go
My
to
stepsis.
My Step,
Yeah.
yeah, so you can go to
Stepsis, My
Brazzers, for
Stepbro.
example. My Stepsis, My Stepbro, sneaking into your stepmom in the shower. All those porn titles basically that are like, sneaky,
Front
ambiguous
page.
consent, front
Yeah.
page, like
Incest.
implied incest, yada yada.
Mm.
It is in some
Meanwhile,
ways.
you get to like some of the other clip stores. Like you'll get to I Want Clips, Many Vids, Night Flirt, things like that. You now have to say step sis fantasy or step bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be
fantasy.
fantasy.
But it's not required to be a
specifically.
fantasy on Pornhub yet because
Yes.
that's so mainstream still.
Well, because like
or like
mainstream
Patreon won't
mainstream
even let you say
studios-
mommy anymore.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, or daddy. You can't say daddy either.
Mm-mm.
They banned daddies too.
I was
Gender
I was
equality.
right
All
with that.
moms and daddies are.
I just want to listen. All right, I just want to listen to things.
Yeah, but my point is like I really do feel like these sites are overreacting almost to get ahead
Yes.
of these regulations.
Mm.
And because nobody ever has no law, no private processor has outright said furries cannot be allowed. No furries, for example.
Yeah.
And this is why
There-
this is my biggest like beef with Fansly right now. Is like, to what extent were you pushing back on these companies?
They
Because
weren't.
They were not. You're proactively saying no furries. Furries are weird. Get rid of furries.
Yeah.
Well, they did tell Buff Pup. They did tell Buff Pup that they
Yeah.
were. But the problem that I had with the way that the Fansly shit was handled is like they knew about this way ahead of time.
Yes.
They knew about these demands well, now we know they knew about these demands way ahead of time. But they only gave creators 5 days once TOS was implemented. Like, how is that fair to your creator base that they grew on
That
niche
you
creator base?
rely on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like us, like we were there front like day one, like Fansly like grew on our backs,
Fansly
on
grew on the
YouTubers'
panic.
backs.
On the panic too of OnlyFans being shut down.
Right.
Yeah.
Back when they were having, I forget what year this was.
Yes, it
Everything
was
blurs together.
2011.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, wait.
and 2021.
Yes.
Yes.
2021.
Yeah,
They
had
grew
two.
on the panic that Visa and MasterCard was going to stop everything in a similar fashion that they did to Pornhub. There was a panic, and I think this was Christmas 2020 or 2021, that Pornhub all of a sudden got a statement from Visa and MasterCard saying they are ceasing processing all payments. All
Yeah,
payments
and-
on their site.
The reason why that happened actually is because CEO of I have it here actually.
Pershing Square Capital,
It's-
Bill Ackman.
Yeah, Pershing Square
Mhm.
Capital, Bill
Don't get me started on
Ackman.
him.
He
Fucking
sent
Bill
a
Ackman.
text message to Anjay Banga. I might be mispronouncing his name, who is the then CEO of MasterCard, and told the then CEO of MasterCard to withhold payments from anyone. Well, it was actually MindGeek, their parent company.
Yes.
That they went after first, because the idea was that Pornhub was potentially housing child pornography
Mhm.
because he read an op-ed on the New York
Allegedly.
Times.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. That's like with
Yeah.
But, like-
back in 2016, 2018 times, Backpage got shut down for the same kind of accusations.
Yep.
Tumblr too. I mean, that's like how they went after Tumblr. I was a Tumblr girly. It's just kind of dumb, like that. Everybody's freedom in purchasing can be cut off in just like one text message. You know what I mean? Like,
And
it
Bill
doesn't seem very
Ackman is
fair.
Bill Ackman is the most like reactive, narcissistic, grievously mentally ill person who just reacts to what he sees. And like He has so much unchecked power.
He's my biggest
sorry.
op.
My biggest
Yeah, but he
up.
couldn't
Biggest
buy the
op.
New York City mayoral
said-
race. Zoran Mamdani 2025.
Yep.
Vote Mom Dummy, please.
Oh, we're getting off topic.
Yes. Okay. Let's keep
I'm
happening.
living in Atra's like closet if Zoran wins.
Yeah, but like, so allegedly this all started because of this Save the Children hysteria,
Mhm.
essentially, in
Mhm.
which they accused the largest porn site, or the largest porn site in which you could upload content yourself, of
Yeah.
housing CSAM material. And while it's notable that Pornhub did not have any sort of recourse to demonstrate that it didn't have this, because once the money is shut off, you need to react immediately. So what did they do?
Yes.
They deleted 80% of the content on the site.
Yeah.
And that doesn't hurt.
And-
It doesn't hurt like Pornhub because people still come to Pornhub. Like
Yeah, they're
people-
still getting
in
ad
multiple
revenue.
ways. But yeah, but like yeah, like they're still gonna get ad revenue, and people are still like that's like a hub that people, but like that all creators will actually like continuously still dump their content into because it's a big enough viewer base. You know, like so they don't get dinged like creators do whenever they're like performing videos get taken down and then that revenue is gone and lost.
Yeah, and this explains
Also-
why Pornhub can be like, okay, well, we don't operate in North Carolina anymore. We don't operate in Ohio anymore.
No, I think Virginia
Texas.
too. I think Virginia's on that list.
Mm-hmm.
At least
You know,
17.
one thing that I wanted to bring up historically that I feel like Palm could maybe talk to, but we were talking how I was thinking about how this is very similar to like the prohibition movement, and then also we were talking about how I was thinking about how it's also very similar to like the Satanic Panic. Like we have multiple.
Yes.
Oh,
like,
it's deeply
revivals.
entrenched within the Satanic Panic.
very
It's-
linear.
Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to talk too about maybe like the history of this kind of thing, and like was it FAFSA, SOFSA or whatever? I can't remember exactly.
Sesta Fosta, yes.
Yeah, Sesta FOSTA. Yeah.
Also,
like,
before
maybe
we
could talk about background.
continue, just to define the terms, the term child pornography is no longer in use, at least legally anymore, because pornography implies consent and deliberate action. CSAM or CSEM, child sexual abuse material or child sexual exploitation material, are the terms that are used nowadays. So if you're hearing us use those acronyms, that's what they stand for. Sorry, guys, carry on.
Good.
No, very
No, yeah,
smart. Very
forget
good.
people are not caught up on that. Yeah.
Carry on. Sorry.
Pom could probably no. I was just bringing up how we talked about how it was very similar to the like prohibitionary like movement, because it's all about saving the children. Like it's always about saving the children. It's like the constant like I'm all for kids. Like fuck, I love kids, but like don't like use them in this like battle.
Well, you see it with
like-
politics. They use children as their martyr, as their stand, and they
Yes.
deck them
And the
out
cudgel.
into. Correct. Yeah, they deck them out as whatever message they need to get across, and they just latch on to this youth and innocence that children rightfully should have. Do not get me wrong, but
Of
it
course,
becomes
yeah. But like, be
this-
better parents then, you know.
Correct. Why aren't we also looking at, like, I just saw in the news this girl who put a Nido, whatever it is, toy in the microwave, and it exploded in her face, and she got burns and such because you're not supposed to microwave it. And the internet attacked a lot of people you were seeing attacking the company for saying, well, why did you make something that would explode if you put it in the microwave? But why are we not also asking the parent, where were you allowing your child to use the microwave like that with a toy?
Yeah, and also, like, kids are going to do stupid stuff. It's what they do. Like,
Exactly.
So this actually
if I...
sort of dovetails into a question that sorry, Mystique, finish your thought.
No. Please, carry on.
So I wanted to talk about some of the common refrains that people have against sex workers and YouTubers, which is specifically, to what extent do you, as an adult content creator, feel that you have a responsibility to stop your content from getting into the hands of minors, and to what extent do you think that responsibility lies on parents? And to what extent do you think the platform should be responsible as well?
I think that and this is not like legal advice. Obviously, Pom's probably going to speak to that. But like, if you're going to be a parent, then parent. But like, if I am putting my content on a site that is specifically for adults and has safeguards in place to stop people who are not adults from getting that content, then I don't feel like my responsibility really extends further than that.
Like your culpability, yeah.
Yeah. Like back when videos were still getting uploaded on Craigslist and Backpage, where there wasn't necessarily, because Craigslist had their whole adult section shut down for these similar things, which led to the deplatforming of Backpage. There was no checks and balances, which is why now we're seeing all these ID verifications on these sites. And you have to be a creator, you have to verify who you are. You have to give all your information, your ID, and your social and everything. And you're seeing more sites implementing these ID checks when you log in, which I don't think is necessarily a bad idea. However, just today I've been seeing how people have using AI to make to pass these ID checks, or I saw a screenshot of someone using the face from That's Stranding, and it worked. So there's always these little workarounds, because the thing is, people are gonna do what they're going to want to do no matter what you do. So that was one of the things I really like in like papers for this. By getting rid of some of these more public things, you're pushing the bad further into the darkness, into the dark web. You're making it actually harder to try and catch these people, because as they're 10 steps ahead of you. These criminals and organizations and the people who want to do wrong, they're 10 steps ahead of your government legislation. That's the issue. It needs to be more of a proactive response and not a reactive response, which is what we have been seeing through this whole process.
Yeah, viewers
and there is
this.
There is a difference between the deep web and the dark web. Again, just defining terms. For people who are listening. The deep web is the place where content like your bank account and that kind of thing is stored. It's on what is called the clear web, which is the normal internet where we all hang out and we are streaming on at the moment. But it is secure information. Such as bank account details and, governmental sort of networks, that kind of thing. That is the deep web. The dark web is a sort of network that is... it's the underbelly of the internet. It is on what they call onion sites, which are sites that are wrapped in sort of layers of... not IP, what do you call it? Where you have to go, the VPNs, basically, where you bounce around. You bounce around to a bunch of different countries before you even access the site, so that you can't trace where the signal is coming from. Obviously, there is a lot of sort of back and forth between law enforcement and people who want to be and put content on those sites to keep things private, but that is the dark web. So
thank you. I
actually didn't know that. I actually didn't know like what the dark web was. I just thought it was like something that was in hacking movies or whatever. I'm hacking the dark web or something.
It brings up a good point.
I'm the little definitions fairy.
Because I like
so
that
good. That's so helpful.
Backpage was brought up, actually, because in the aftermath of Backpage being sort of taken down by American authorities, Backpage was based in the United States.
Yes.
Now, what happened after Backpage was taken down? And many loot content creators can relate to this. The sites went to Eastern Europe. Now, as a YouTuber, as a content creator, if your stuff gets leaked onto websites, those websites are not based in the US. You can send all the DCMAs you want.
Yeah, they won't.
It's some fucking website in Romania that's not going to listen to you.
Yeah, two fingers up. They don't care.
Yeah,
I hate
them
so much. I hate them so much.
In the same way, the unintended consequence of FOSTA SESTA and taking down US-based sex work websites was taking away the ability of providers that you could work with and putting it somewhere where it's completely unregulated, basically.
Correct.
Yeah, and that is where things exist now, because U.S. authorities cannot do anything about these websites that are based in other countries. They can only bully American-based, UK-based, European-based websites. So they can implement all of the ID checks they want on, like, you know, Pornhub and Xhamster, whatever it is. There is still like shitty x.x.penis.x.com that has
will never
no
be
checks.
regulated. Yeah,
That
yeah.
you know,
That's what
minor
it
can
does.
log
It
into.
pushes people further underground, and like
Exactly.
like it makes it more dangerous for like creators in terms of like data security and leaks and all that type of stuff. And then they don't think about how that like makes people, I don't know, like more willing to take risks and shit.
There is
like
the
that.
unintended consequence of giving up your identification to a third-party vendor. Just today, there was an app called T, by the way, where like women would give their IDs to get into this app, essentially, in which like women would talk about bad experiences they have with men. And 4chan, I don't know how they managed to do so, but they got into this app and leaked all of the IDs of people who like signed up for this app
and posted them on 4chan.
and posted them on 4chan.
Of course they did.
And the problem with ID verification is, like, I understand that it sounds good on the outside, but it's actually really dangerous. Websites like Pornhub have already stated that they did pull out of the 17 states, at least in the US, just because of the fact that they cannot verify anyone's ID information and can't keep it safe. So they'll make themselves targets.
Liabilities.
It's a major liability. I think so recently I'm sorry, I'm going to talk a little bit just about this to give background.
Go for it, Paul.
Recently, the Supreme Court released a decision called Free Speech Coalition versus Paxton, where the Free Speech Coalition, by the way, support them. They are a group
Love them.
they're great. They're a group of adult creators and lawyers and entertainers that come together. Please hire me.
Ooh, putting it out there. Free Speech Coalition, hear our cry.
But in Free Speech Coalition versus Paxton, the decision came out. The court decided intermediate scrutiny. Y'all don't need to know about that. The problem with that case is that states are creating laws to require ID verification on the guise of basically protecting children, quote unquote. But it's a huge overstep into adult spaces, right? So the thing is, the problem about ID verification is that the court is full of old people
who don't know how computers work.
No, they don't. ID verification isn't a magical system the way the court thinks it is. Instead, what someone has to do for ID verification, depending on the ID that they put in, they have to get it verified somehow, right? So they have to go through either a driver's license or a passport, which then pings with someone's either bank, someone's DMV records, or even someone's job. And so now if you're on Pornhub, right? Pornhub separates Pornhub and Pornhub Gay. So think about a state like Texas, where it's pretty much illegal to be queer, not on the books, but incredibly upstate.
In practice.
In practice. Actually, they still have sodomy laws anyways. That being said,
fun fact.
I think Texas might still, but some states do. Anyways.
That's insane.
Yeah. This information can be phished, hacked, used to commit fraud, but the other issue with this is that there's now a list of people accessing queer websites. There's a list of people accessing porn. And in the Paxton decision, the court kind of throws away that issue and says that, oh, well, it was never socially acceptable to watch porn or engage in adult entertainment. But Mesopotamia is calling Justice Clarence Thomas, another op of mine. If you guys are going to read...
Mesopotamia's calling has been dead, bro.
But if you guys are going to read the decision, only read the dissent, because the decision itself, the actual text that Clarence Thomas wrote, is borderline illegible. It's like all
I
the
love
stuff.
how you're taking these people down and they don't even know it, and they should know that you're just
I-
taking them down
They absolutely should.
brick by brick.
I would love to go toe to toe with Clarence Thomas, but I don't think he could handle it.
Oh, he couldn't. I know that he couldn't.
You couldn't run
And
an
you know
effective
what?
life.
The other issue in that sphere is in the Supreme Court hearings themselves, which are published online, by the way. oyez.com. You can look up any Supreme Court case, and the recent ones have audio recordings, so you can hear how the arguments work, and they're pretty fast. But I believe it was Justice Amy Coney Barrett notes that she doesn't know what her 15-year-old son is looking at on the internet. That's alarming for her as a parent. But that's not my problem. Also, the laws like Texas's HB Section 1181, which is the law that was in issue in Paxton, they also don't limit themselves to anything that's inherently pornographic or erotic. It actually extends into things and could potentially limit things like the Game of Thrones TV series or The Color Purple, the one from the 1970s movie.
It's like that YouTube video. It's not porn, it's HBO.
Yeah. And it could go into anything like saying that queer topics are adult only.
Right.
I mean, we've seen Florida do that already with the Don't Say Gay bills. So,
and we've seen that kind of also when they were working on. There was a push. It didn't get too far. Now, Palm, you might be able to extrapolate on this a little better than I can. The repeal of Section 230 for the Communications Decency Act. That was protecting websites from being liable for what you post. And that started going not just for sex work, not just for adult content, but it was also, you were seeing backlash going for journalism, grassroots organizations, queer organizations. And so that's something that it's not just starting, it's starting with us, but it doesn't end with our community, with our industry. It's going to spread. We basically get used as the first point of contact, saying, we can all hate on this community because of this reason, and everyone's going to rally behind it. Correct. The most emotive. And then they're going to say, wait, we already fucked over the whores. Now let's go for the queers. Now let's go for the journalists. Now let's go for the left wing. Now let's go for this.
All independent media.
Correct.
It will eventually touch something that you like too, even if you don't like porn. Like that's the thing, is like
it will eventually hit you.
That's right.
It will,
because
because
they're coming for your video games. Look at me right now. They're
Yes,
coming for
they
your
are.
video games.
They will.
are.
They will come for your. They will come for your GTA. Look at me in the eyes. Hold my hands and realize this. They will come for your GTA
They'll
5.
come for the first person
All right?
shooters. Shut up.
They will. They
They're
will.
gonna come
Like,
for your
this is
gore.
the
They're gonna
thing.
come for the blood. They're
They
gonna come
will.
for first-person shooters. It's all gonna go away.
Yes.
You'll only be able to play Minecraft.
Because
Yeah, not even.
well,
There's
Minecraft's
too
got
much
violence
violence.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's too much violence, and there's potential bestiality in Minecraft. Because the animals, they kiss.
Yes.
And have little
Yes.
hearts.
True. Okay,
Yeah,
so
They're gonna ban that
we'll
shit
go
too.
We're only gonna get what, Purple Place? Is that one of the super old like?
We're gonna be able to play like a VeggieTales like visual novel. All right.
No,
I'm
that's
correct.
too
That's it.
erotic.
That's gonna be
The
it.
cucumber. That's erotic. You can't have cucumbers.
Yeah.
True. I
Slime
like it horny
rancher
looking at a
only.
cucumber. God damn it.
You guys
Oh,
are all
shit,
going to
that
be
can
stuck
be
in
used
my
as
neck of the
gold.
woods.
The point being, it just allows the government to legislate morality and taste and whatever they find.
When they shouldn't have
Be
anything.
acceptable.
Yeah.
And this comes
They
at a
shouldn't have anything
time
to do with it.
in which they want to brand every LGBT person as a groomer, as someone who's a danger to children. So
God forbid
Couching
drag
this-
queen go to a school.
exactly,
I was
couching
talking about
anything
this
as
with-
danger to children is a reason to crack down on everyone's freedoms and rights, and it should just all be rejected out of hand. Go ahead, Susie.
I was talking about this with Palmtacular, but the reason why all this shit gets put in the same bucket is due to this term that far right groups like to use as sex addiction. It's not even a real like mental illness. It's not even like in the books. It's just this term that they use, this blanket term that they use to say, well, like, you are a pedo, you have sex addiction.
Satan
you are
worshipping
a-
pedophiles. as Alex
exactly.
Jones
Yeah.
would say.
Exactly. And they put like everybody in this group, like if you're into BDSM, sex addiction, if you're even like a teenager, like exploring on the internet, sex addiction, you know, like if
Mhm.
you're like all these different
Excuse me.
things, like they put you in there in this group. And then like it all gets treated as this sin, you know,
Or
this
violence will get added into that. They'll say, "Oh, they were violent
rapists.
because they had a
Rapists.
thank you because
Yes.
they have a sex addiction, or they did a
Yes.
or they'll have a child, not a child, 18 plus teenager who is now sex addicted, and because they got turned down, it's now gun violence. It's now
Yeah.
intimate partner violence. It's now they got rejected. You said no to my date. Okay, now
Sex
I'm coming
addiction.
after you.
You
It's-
saw this
They
stream,
all blamed
the
on sex
murders
addiction.
of those spa workers in
Mhm.
Atlanta. That gunman
Correct.
blamed his
Yes, exactly.
his
Yeah.
sex addiction. He blamed like
Yeah,
the temptation
exactly.
of like the massage parlors for like the reason he killed all those women.
When there's so many problems that they are having mentally and whatever that need to be actually addressed, you know what I mean?
Correct.
Like
Mhm.
these people need to be in intensive fucking therapy. They don't need to be just treated as a sex addict, whatever the fuck that is. They need to be like treated for all of these other things. And like people are like sexual beings. Like that's the problem that these groups do not understand, and they just live this puritanical culture. And so anything inside of like sensuality, adult spaces, like they don't understand it because they don't live it, you know. They live this
Sex-
like horribly sinful like second life most of the time. And so like they have this internalized guilt around all of these topics that cause them to act this way towards other people, you know, like towards
Yeah.
normal humans out in the world.
And sex addiction is not a disease, it is a symptom of some other issue.
Exactly.
If you are experiencing, uncontrollable urges to masturbate or have sex or pleasure yourself, that is not the disease itself. It is a symptom of an underlying issue, which is why these people who are treated just for sex addiction, or people like the Proud Boys or the Oath Keepers who tell you that you can't jack off because that's so sinful and you're a sex addict, etc., have all of these other comorbid but completely unacknowledged and untreated issues, such as narcissism, such as deep depression, such as deep post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I can
seriously.
tell you, oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was done. Please continue.
I can tell you that this all started in around the 1920s, prior to Prohibition, but leading into Prohibition, at least in the United States. A lot of this came up because of, actually from New York, in New York City, the Tenderloin is an area of Midtown Manhattan. It's not so much anymore.
I heard about this. I know about this. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so
Ring
excited.
bells.
Yes.
The Tenderloin used to have a really thriving sex and entertainment industry, but
It
it
was peep
started
shows, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my
With
god.
brothels and
Yes, there we go.
opera, theater. There was a bunch of stuff. Man, take me back to those days. But
Isn't that
Rob
Yes.
Ford got that ex-army dude in a headlock as well.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Oh,
I don't know.
Rob
I
Ford,
know
the,
it. I
the
do-
mayor
I-
of Toronto.
I know something about that, but I don't have the answer to that question.
Sorry, ignore
We're
me.
delving
Carry
deep
on.
into lore.
No, you're fine.
Deep
I
into-
But yeah, so Anthony Comstock that created the Comstock laws. I don't know if you know
Yes.
about these. Yeah. So he started the Society for Suppression of Vice in New York City, and it was aimed at shutting down anything seen as obscene or immoral. That's also where anti-abortion started in the United States.
Yes, that is right.
Yeah.
So he started. So all of these issues are hand in hand. The Comstock laws, repressed access to birth control, abortive medication, and then labeled that kind of stuff as obscene, lewd, lascivious, indecent, filthy, or vile material. And people didn't fight.
Yes.
Yeah, and then alcohol.
They
came
still
in.
use that classification too.
Yes.
They still use that in hyper religious circles. They use that kind of language around obscenities and that kind of stuff. They absolutely still use that kind of classification.
Absolutely. And the thing with the temperance movement is that they use that, and then they use the like sin, right, of alcohol and alcoholism. It wasn't seen as a vice, but it was a demon that would like take control of people.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
No,
so
that's
what they
totally
use with
valid.
porn.
Yes, that's what they
Mhm.
believe.
And that's what they use with sex workers as well. That this is kind of like you guys are demons, ooh, that take over a man's soul
Temptation,
and cause
yeah.
I think
him.
it's the
Succubi.
actual.
Mhm.
No, like I don't think that you guys understand how many people actually believe that it's like the real literal devil. Like they
Yeah.
like I was like raised in conservatism, and like it's creationism all the way. Like there are like it is magical thinking on a gross scale. Like but in a non-fun way. Like let us be witches, but not like that. You know what I mean? Like they believe that. They believe that there like sin is actually like a devil, like a demon that will
Mhm.
come, and you will then be tempted by this stuff, by the literal devil. And like that is where all of this control comes into, is because they're so afraid. Like they're so afraid of hell, you know? Like I'm being so real right now. Like you don't think that this is serious, but it is so for real. They believe in like this eternal hell, and they're just scared. Like that's how these people control. It's a high fear, high control environment. Like they use these
High
apps-
stress constantly.
all the time. Like you believe like the guilt that eats you alive, and the fear that you live with on a day-to-day basis is immense. Like there are multiple people that just have mental breakdowns because they can't handle the pressure of their faith, you know? Like it's an intense control environment, you know? So like they do literally believe in this. Like they believe in the demons. They believe that the devil is coming for you. They believe that they're doing the right thing because we're all going to hell. So they're trying to save us from that. Like they believe that they're doing the right thing because of that, you know? Like
And like,
it's
don't
so
even
sad.
misunderestimate like the main tenet of modern conservatism, which is hurting the people you don't like. And
Yes,
they,
because
they
it's gonna help them in the end.
and they dislike OnlyFans girls, they dislike sex workers, they dislike promiscuous women, and any indication that you can hurt them by these laws is they will 100% get behind.
Yeah,
Because how
and
dare
they
you
believe
make,
that you're
you
gonna
know,
come back, like the prodigal son. You're gonna return when they've hurt you enough.
right.
That they believe that you're going to repent. Like that's the primary goal, is that they will do anything to save your eternal soul, even if it means that they're the most wretched, horrible person to you here in real life.
We had
And
a
that like
question.
it's fueled by that. Yeah.
We had a question in chat from Andy Bunn. Andy asks, so my question is, how does contacting our government officials help us when this seems to be a global issue affecting our companies, not just the political system, the U.S. political system?
Can I be honest?
Sure.
So the US as a global leader kind of sets the precedent for what's allowed to happen in the world. We are, I mean, we're falling,
We're the
but
empire.
yeah, we are the empire. The decisions that are made in the United States are the decisions that are made in the rest of the world, pretty much. And this is a very US centric way of thinking about it. But a lot of times when policies happen, it's because the US is able to test it out or able to bring it forward. By contacting your representatives, you're actually putting it in front of them, and they have to address it if enough people talk about it, right? So you are forcing your representatives to sit down and do their damn jobs and listen to you.
Right,
That
and
is
this,
what they're hired for. Vote.
And isn't this why you're also like pressuring the Federal Trade Commission right now, Bob?
Yeah, so actually the Federal Trade Commission's doing their own really fabulous work. Support the FTC, support the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB. So
Yes.
we love them. But
We
they're
love
doing
them.
it is a bipartisan issue. There is a Senate bill proposed. I forget the actual number, sorry, but the Senate bill is basically trying to bring fair access to banking for everyone and preventing police like MasterCard, Visa from making policies to prevent people from accessing stuff. Yeah, the the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and then Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. So it's a lot of acronyms. Sorry. See, FPB. Um, that being said, so do you guys know how like agencies make rules? Sorry, it's kind of complicated. Essentially the process for agency rulemaking is that they tell the public, we want to make a rule on something. Tell us how you feel. And then they open a comment period, and then they give time for people to publish comments. And then they have to respond to all the comments. And after they respond to all the comments, they can then make their rules. So it's a long process. So just like hold your horses for the FTC. But that being said, the FTC did just announce the end of their comment period in May against technological censorship as a whole. So they're also going after like YouTube's demonetization policy, where you can't even say the words like grape and slew or slide, you know?
Yeah.
And
like don't get it twisted. Like this is also the right wing being like they're censoring right wing voices, and this is them taking on big tech. But if it involves any more scrutiny on these big tech companies, then it should be welcomed, even though some of the people that were doing good work at the FTC and the CFPB are no longer there with the change in administration. Exactly, like Lena Khan.
Yeah.
But to sort of also answer
100%.
the question, like to what point is there in like contacting your local representative, don't underestimate the extent to which even liberal politicians fall for these arguments about sex trafficking, anti-porn, and anti-sex work things, because there is a liberal argument against sex work also. In fact,
Well, yeah, I mean, Pasta Sesta was two of the biggest names on it were Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they're two very prominent left-wing politicians.
Exactly. There is a left.
They are not hip with it. They do not know.
There's a left-wing argument against sex work, against digital sex work, against OnlyFans, and so on. And if you cannot move Ken Paxton and the religious right, then you can at least let the liberal politicians know your point of view. Maybe they listen.
Yeah, they want to get reelected. You know what I mean?
Like Bernie's actually not going up for re-election anymore. But
it's probably time for Bernie. I'm so sorry. I love him.
But
he's like 89,000 years old.
There's no way for him to be connected, you know, like with it anymore. Like it's time, Bernie.
Yeah,
but you're great. We love what you've done in the past.
Have like terrible laws when it comes to like, especially immigrant women, women who work on the street, people who survive with sex work. These are blue areas. You cannot blame the right wing for the way that like liberal cities treat sex workers, for example. So it's not
100% agree.
Yeah. So it's not even like it's like, you know, oh, we're all conservative, it's all the right wing, yada yada. You should make your thoughts known to your representative, regardless of their political affiliation, because it is important for them to hear that perspective and not just to rubber stamp like, oh yeah, sex trafficking bad, prostitution bad, OnlyFans bad.
They will concede to the conservative framework on this stuff. Like you have to push. They will absolutely concede to the conservative frameworks on this because they perceive the conservatives to be the most popular thing now. Instead of understanding that people will vote for whoever actually represents them and creates good policy around, you know, the average workers, and that includes all of us workers, not just, you know, the CEOs, you know, they just don't understand that yet. You have to make them understand. You have to tell them, because they're doing all these like focus groups and all this other shit. And like, if they don't get direct pushback from their constituents, they don't understand how much the average person cares about this stuff.
And the Deps will be talking about this in about a month's time. We'll be reading the book, Not Your Rescue Project, by Elaine and Michelle Gallant, and we'll be talking about sort of liberal arguments against sex work and why they're wrong, and why the human trafficking framework is flawed, and how it affects specifically Asian and Asian American women as well. So look forward to that.
Decriminalization.
Exactly.
Yes, that's the need, is decriminalization.
Decriminalization.
It makes things safer, and honestly, That's my soapbox. I'm not going to get started because there's actually a really good question in the chat that I want to, because I personally don't know a lot about this topic either. This portion of it. So collective shout is a newer to me. I've only recently learned about it within the last few months, kind of what they are.
Right.
So the question, if the collective shout company does face a legal argument, what is keeping them from arguing that the pushback against them is not just like a case of harassment against women and an anti-feminist kind of standpoint? Do you understand that? Am I phrasing this correctly?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
From what I understand, Collective Shout is based out of Australia, and they're actually like violating nonprofit like procedures. Like they're actually acting as like a political organization there instead of a nonprofit. But Palm can tell you, I think, a little bit more about what that means, though. Actually,
I wish Fuzzy was still awake because he has like so much expertise on them.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. No.
also really quick, I just wanted to drop, because we just like talked about like taking action. If you want to take action, there's a find your Congress member link here. Just go in there, type in your name, number, address. It'll show you who to call, who to email. So do it, just apply pressure.
Just do the thing.
Pressure cookers have to explode at some point. And we want this pressure cooker to explode.
Let their inboxes be full.
But so you were asking about nonprofits. So I actually took nonprofit law, and I know too much about tax law. And it seems like Australia's tax law is really similar to the US tax law. And yeah, nonprofits cannot engage. They can engage in like, at least in the US. So I don't know about Australia. But in the US, nonprofits cannot engage in more than like 10%. It's kind of an arbitrary number,
Right.
but most of their activity cannot be political. It has to have some sort of like educational or social justice or some sort of benefit. So oftentimes like nonprofits will go and like help lobby, and they'll work with Congress, but they're not actually like
That actually makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That makes,
so
because my
what
sister works for a nonprofit,
Mhm.
and now I understand how they're able to balance all of it. Thank you.
Yeah,
It's actually very interesting.
Yeah, so a majority of their like employees can't be the ones that are like going out and, lobbying. It could be like one or two people depending on the size of the nonprofit. That being said, it seems like and I don't know what their numbers look like. I don't know anything other than what everyone else knows about Collective Shout, is that they're a bunch of stinkers. But but the thing about Collective Shout is that by them directly like petitioning to the government so much, we're kind of going into political activity, and that's not good, guys, on like a tax standpoint. Yeah, I have so many issues.
It'd be so unfortunate if the Australian government were to crack down on, all
That
the
kind of
taxes
activity
that they might owe.
So do you
due to
think,
being a
Palm,
political organization,
that Collective Shout would not be able to stand up against a lawsuit against them based on kind of how they're treading their own legality?
Yeah, I mean, so in the US, right, there'd be a foreign body, so the laws are a little different. But if they were sued by, let's say, a class of online adult entertainers, game developers, and anyone else that was affected by this, not that I'm putting such a class together, I would never. And also, anything I say is not legal advice at all, and should not be taken as legal advice. This is just my own thoughts and feelings to cover my ethics here. That being said, no, they're not being harassed. I'm sorry. They're not being defamed. They're not, you can post stuff on the internet, and people can react to the stuff you post on the free internet. That's
freedom of
the way
speech
it is.
isn't freedom of consequence.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and just because you're upset,
act goofy, get caught.
Literally, it's just because you're upset that people are calling you out doesn't mean that you can sue those people. Defamation's a really, really hard bar to pass, and it requires showing that you had some like actual like monetary issues, right?
Oh, okay.
So
It's a-
damages.
Doesn't
we
it
call
require two things? It requires monetary loss and also like something that they had to have said verbally. Like I can't remember. I
It
just know
ruins your
about
That they had to
reputation.
reach a certain
it
number
ruins
of
your
people.
reputation. Yeah,
Yeah, and
something
it
like
has
that.
to-
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There has to be like it's like a really hard bar to reach because you have to
Mhm.
show that you lost a ton of money from it. You have to show that your reputation was ruined on a broad scale.
So it takes time to
So-
build that kind of a
Of
case.
case.
It's
That's-
the worst
that's
case
actually-
to build.
That's actually one of the things that took Alex Jones down in the trial for the Sandy Hook parents, is
Yes.
that Alex Jones, for all that he had a big audience and reached a lot of people, cannot help himself from wildly exaggerating the size of his audience because he is a grandiose narcissist. So he testified that he had an audience of up to 50 million people in his depositions with Bill Ogden and Mark Bankston. And the Sandy Hook parents were able to say, look, he says by his own admission, he has an audience of 50 million people, but he says we faked our children's deaths, during this mass shooting, and it has, severely impacted our lives.
Yes.
And that formed the cornerstone of his 1.5 billion it was awarded to the families in damages because of that defamation. So you have to prove that, I can say, I don't know,
Pond
something
smells
dreadful.
like rotten cheese.
Yeah, but if it's only reaching like 25 people, she can't sue me over it. Whereas
Okay.
if I said it on like CNN and it was 100
Yeah.
million people, that would be different.
I see.
You also have to claim things as fact rather than as your opinion.
See, the
That's why a
problem
lot of
here-
YouTubers
Yeah, the
do that.
wording has to be very important too. Yeah.
The problem here, though, is that Collective Shout and these organizations are not pressuring the U.S. government. They're pressuring MasterCard, which
Yeah.
is not a
And that's an
governmental
international
entity.
company.
Yeah,
Hit them where it hurts, in the wallet.
right.
Yeah, they're trying to starve us, basically.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. And this
That way
does
we don't
have
make the content anymore.
Yeah. I will say that Senate bill does allow it, as it's written currently, but things change all the time, so grain of salt, guys. But as it stands, the Senate bill will allow for civil lawsuits against any kind of credit processor or someone that gives you credit. So I think that would also include Stripe and PayPal. There's another issue that I wanted to bring up about MasterCard and Visa is that they have something called Match and VMSS. Have you guys heard of this?
I
No.
have not.
I have not. No.
Right. It's bad. It's really, really bad. I think they're still using these databases. But again, take my words with a grain of salt. Match is the MasterCard alert to control high-risk merchant systems, and VMSS is the Visa Merchant Screening Service. They require, they're basically ways that MasterCard and Visa list out merchants that they've terminated crediting contracts with. And people can find this information online. The match information includes a bunch of information, including but not limited to things like the business owner's first name, or the business's address, or the business owner's
So it can
address.
dox people.
Potentially,
Oh.
yeah. So it's pretty scary.
Mhm.
And Match doesn't have anything directly against adult entertainment other than you violate our guidelines. But Visa does say that they have a very similar system, and they do say that complying with prohibitions in the buyer and seller's jurisdiction, Visa prohibits the purchase or trade of certain photographs, video imagery, computer generated images, cartoon simulation, or other media and activities. So yeah, they are basically creating legislation currently.
Wait, so now Visa is saying we like we just don't fuck with
They have
anybody
been.
buying it. Oh, they have.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
This has been in
So
their
they-
guidelines since 2021.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So they're basically influencing legislation by fucking with the people who
They're not even
make
influencing it. They're
just
making,
doing it.
Or making
legislation
legislation.
at this point. Yeah, because
Because
they're
it affects
bullying.
so many people. Like
Mhm.
everybody has a Visa card.
Yeah, or Mastercard.
Mhm.
I have a Mastercard. I didn't even know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Are you asking? Somebody is asking like, how do we out them? Well, there's the Senate bill, but again, contact your representatives and tell them what's going on because they probably don't.
Where's that
know.
link?
I'll find it.
I know that Collective Shout is the boogeyman right now, but unfortunately, if it's not Collective Shout, it's going to be some other pressure group. It's systemic.
Mhm.
It's
There
a
are so
symptom
many
of a
people that believe
bigger
this,
issue.
yeah.
Of a bigger cultural issue right now against sex work and like OnlyFans and Fansly and like independent people doing sex work, because they didn't really have much of an issue for like decades of like big porn companies doing their thing. There were laws here and there, but when it really became this huge issue, when Susie or Gia or myself like started doing like independent content creator work,
Mhm.
now it's an actual issue of, well, how do we stop all these people from like becoming sluts online, essentially?
Yeah,
Look
it's
at that.
it's about control. It's about
about
controlling
control.
people
Mhm.
Yeah.
who are at the bottom of
Totally.
society, who people are used to being able to control and kick around, and who they can't really anymore, or
Right.
it's less easy and less acceptable.
So my point
And-
being, yeah, go ahead, Steve.
Oh no, carry on.
My point being, like, I know Collective Shout with 5 members and like its tiny little social media presence is a convenient boogeyman right now, and it's gonna be like fun to like tweet at them and like make mean tweets about them. But at the end of the day, it's not the issue right now. Collective Shout, like
Yeah.
they are part
There's
of
like 2
a
other collective shouts here in the US.
Yeah, part of a
Yep.
much bigger picture of problems here.
Mm-hmm.
And
They're
what
one
we
of a
actually-
group, not the be all and end all.
Yeah, and personally speaking, I don't think there is a solution that involves MasterCard, Visa, or Congress. If I'm being honest with you guys, I think it is on ourselves as sex workers to come up with alternate websites, alternate payment methods, alternate payment processors that circumvent.
That's the big thing, is finding that alternate payment processor, because
Right.
processors get
Can
tricky.
I tell you guys a secret?
Go for it.
Yes, please tell us
Um,
secrets.
So, I'm graduating law school August 1st, right? And
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Love to
thank
hear
you.
it.
Official graduation isn't until Halloween technically, which is pretty funny.
It still counts.
Yeah, I'm counting it. But that being said, something that is an option for sex workers is to create a federal credit union. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna start working on at least getting people together, looking at what the paperwork looks like. This is actually my professor's idea for me and suggestion. So yeah, keep your eyes out. I'm
Oh my
not
God, whatever you
stopping.
need.
God, Palm, you're amazing.
I just want
No,
like
I'm
sexy
really
not.
booty cards. Can we,
Blown
if we
away.
have a sex workers union, can we just like on our credit cards, can we just have like titties and like
Yeah, we'll make we'll call
hentai.
Just
it only
crotch bulges, just moose knuckles all over Walmart.
yeah, just like hentai everywhere. Like
Yeah. It'll be a long undertaking. It takes a while. You have to do a lot of like risk management and risk assessment and stuff. It's pretty boring stuff, honestly. But I'm willing to at least get the ball rolling on it and create this opportunity. So currently, any kind of sex worker actually cannot federally unionize. You
Yeah.
cannot have a federal union if you don't have W-2s, and they only get 1099 forms.
Oh,
Who
I
knew
didn't know
taxes
that.
Yeah.
kept coming
I
up
feel like
here?
some video
Mm.
stores and clip stores and such, you get a W-2. Am I wrong?
Yeah, probably.
I'm
'cause
wrong.
those
Okay,
countries-
bet.
Or no.
No.
You're right. They do
Wait,
get
hang on.
W2s. You're right. I'm
Okay.
talking more so about
Completely independent.
OnlyFans.
Got it. 'Cause I was sitting here
Yeah.
thinking,
Like-
if you use a
like-
third party site to like I want clips, night
Mhm.
flirt, many
Studios don't pay them on the books. Like you're 1099 for a studio.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
like
I
you're a
follow.
contracted worker under tax laws.
Okay, I follow.
Yeah, so they don't get they don't get any kind of healthcare benefits, 401k.
That's why we can't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And it's
You-
just it's a type of
That
financial
sucks.
discrimination. Yeah, it
Oh, it
does
absolutely
suck.
is.
That being said, so they can't federally unionize, but what we can do is create a credit union. That way, the credit union itself can start to protect people. So yeah,
That would be great. Oh my God, that's a good first step. That is such a smart first step too, because whenever you control the money, you can control a little bit of the power. You know.
I
That's
also
such a good-
created.
That's such a good point, Andy.
Yeah, I created a support Discord that I'm working on. So once I'm graduated and have more time, I'm going to be uploading some resources for everyone, by state, DMCA takedown stuff, all that kind of jazz. I've been like very selective with sending the link to people, so I apologize about that. But I just want to make sure that it's locked down so that no
Yeah.
random people can get it, or any kind of.
No, that's
unsafe.
totally valid.
Yeah. So things are in the works. I'm not just calling Congress. I'm also creating a
Trying
credit
to take
union.
Of
action.
course.
Mhm.
And again,
Yeah.
calling Congress is important too,
Mhm.
especially for those blue politicians that buy into those views of sex work that are regressive, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take
Absolutely.
some questions from chat. We've got a couple. Questionable Bard asks, could sex workers unionize and use them to push for laws and get more recognition? So there are some groups out there and some personalities who are filing lawsuits and trying to advocate on behalf of sex workers. We couldn't exactly unionize because who would we unionize against? Like Fansley, I guess. Not really. But like the Free Speech Coalition, for example, Mike Stabile on Blue Sky is a great resource for like what the Free Speech Coalition's doing, and what sex workers do collectively to sort of advocate for their rights as well. So it is the issue that Americans have had as freelancers, is that, you know, if we don't have this big, large employer, because MasterCard is not our employer, right? Visa's not our employer. At the end of the day, we are spread across Fansly, OnlyFans, Joystick, Rplay, Twitch, ManyVids, yada yada, right? Like, it actually behooves us to move around and like be on multiple sites rather than investing in one employer, one website, and sort of sticking together and like pressuring Fansly. Unfortunately, there is no solidarity when it comes to these adult websites. In my
No,
opinion.
they don't care about you.
Right. And like, you know, you guys can like tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any solidarity when it comes to that. As independent contractors, it's more of creating political interest groups more than an actual like union, so to speak.
I wish that there was more like solidarity to be had, you know? Like I would hope that if we were able to eventually like get a federal credit union and stuff like that, like we could push for like a federal union or like try to get like
there just never will be that. Sorry to interrupt, but there just never will be that solidarity as long as misogyny runs rampant in this country.
That's true, because even you do see like, you know, hotties for Trump or whatever, you know, it's like, what are you doing?
We're
Like,
talking about
shut
an
the fuck
industry
up.
that is like predominantly women and
Yeah.
who are doing
Yeah.
what is perceived to be an immoral industry. Like nobody gives a fuck.
I live in an idealist
see it, yeah.
world, Atra. Don't break my
No, I'm
don't
sorry.
Yeah, I mean, even in this industry, you'll see other women tear other women down. It's classism for sex work. It's I am
it's
not a
weird,
survivalist,
too.
which means I'm better than you. Okay, but I don't sleep with them, which means I'm better than you. And it's like, okay, well, I
Yeah.
don't do anything in person, which means I'm better than you. And that exists in the whole thing.
Yes.
So there's already not going to be
Yeah.
solidarity for that. And then, of course, you add the politics into it. And and it's
And
just
trans exclusionary feminists and
you'll
Oh,
get people
fucking
who
takes,
Yeah.
J.K.
you're not
Rowling.
actually a woman, so you're at the very bottom, and
Exactly.
it's just
Unfortunately, in
not
the
my
UK,
views. I'm
there,
just quoting.
unfortunately, in the UK, there has been a bill passed that forces trans people to use the bathroom of their assigned sex at birth, which sucks awfully.
Ben's labor.
And Keir
So
Starmer
glad.
should
Yeah,
So glad Tories
go
lost.
jump off of Minecraft.
I do
So
think
many
this
things to
question
work
is
on.
interesting.
So many things to work on.
With agreed mood. If we were, get into this union, have these union protections, which is a theoretical, and you get fired, what union protections do you have? Because you think of your ASFME unions, you think of your blue collar unions, HVAC, electric, things like that. You get wrongfully terminated, you've got union lawyers, you've got union pensions, you've got union funds at your back. And so also an issue with this theoretical concept of unionizing sex work. Okay, unions come with benefits like health insurance. Which one? Free health insurance, please, for everybody. Let's just do that. Free public health insurance. But that's also another thing that's going to have to come from somewhere. And those kinds of benefits, healthcare, prescription coverage, medical, dental, vision, life benefits, all that has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
And that those get funded by, you have like your state versions of your insurances, Aetna, Blue Cross, Progressive's car insurance. You know what I'm nationwide. Yeah. Your public medical, well, not public, your private health insurance companies throughout the country. There are state versions of that, which means the insurances would need to agree to cover claims coming from sex crimes, STDs, which already is an issue with women's health care and preventative health care for women and pregnancy coverage and birth control and things like that. So adding sex work into that, it's not going to go well either. So even with unionizing on that way, like thinking about like, oh, it'd be so great, we can all band together. But you're going to have to find people that also want to band together with you, because we can't all provide our own insurances. We can't
The crux of unionization is collective action, and unfortunately, adult sex workers do not have the ability to do collective action right now.
No, totally not. I mean, it's not anywhere that's like in the future for us right now, but dream of a better world.
If we're talking about, like, for example, Las Vegas, where the brothels are legal, for example.
Yes,
you have lots of strip clubs. That is something
some local
where
action could be done. Yeah,
correct.
Organizing
get
can be done there. Yes.
You can get your groups and your not the hopping onto this other highlighted question about like nonprofits and for-profit organizations. There are grassroots organizations that take donations. You've got Red Umbrella, you've got SWAP, Red Canary Song, you've got SWAP, the Sex Workers Outreach Project, who have chapters throughout the country. And they're not only doing marches as well with legislature and making their voices heard, but they're also resources and materials, helps with housing, helps with addiction resources, health resources, as well as, do you need clothes? Do you need food? There are those nonprofit type of organizations without being like a 503c?
Mutual
and
aid,
that's
basically.
mutual aid.
Let's
Yes,
be great.
Yeah, mutual aid groups are great in the community for sure.
that's what we have in abundance, is mutual aid and people wanting to do the right thing.
You
I'd love
especially
to
see
like,
this with,
side note, I'd love to make like a spreadsheet for people, just because we're going through such uncertain times.
I would
like,
happily help you.
Yeah, maybe we can like team up on that. But
I would
just love
happily
to make like resources spreadsheet for like people where they could go for like mental health and like free services, and like, because there are places, people like that there are places where you can get help.
Absolutely.
I will say that, like, I don't think that nonprofits are really, and even for-profits are really the place to go. I think that, and I'm a huge believer in restorative justice. I think there needs to be an open conversation between all kinds of sex workers. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys know the process of healing circles, but
little bit.
healing circles come from like indigenous roots in the country, like Navajo justice systems, and they essentially just involve people talking and sitting in a circle, passing around some sort of object, and whoever has the object speaks, and then they pass along to the next person. And it could be a spiritual process, but it can also just be a very like healing process for your emotions. And I've practiced healing circles last year, practiced them this year. They are wonderful and they're very, very helpful. And I think that a healing circle could be really beneficial for the community to talk. I feel like, like you guys are saying, everyone's so up at arms and everyone thinks that they're better than everyone else because of the work that they do. When they don't realize that, like, you guys are all working together, and you need to work together. It's so
The problem
important.
is that like there's no HR for like sex work. I don't know if that makes sense, but like
It does. It does.
like
There's no
only-
central authority
They'd be
through
so
whom you
fucking
can
busy.
resolve disputes.
I totally agree with that. I think that you're so right and that there should be healing that happens, but there's like the misogyny is there, the like there's so many like there's not even like a central place for everybody, like you know what I mean? Like we don't
There's no
even have-
central authority that you can turn to for dispute resolution or
Yeah.
This is an
grievance
industry
resolution.
of survival when it comes down to it. It's
Yeah,
an industry of survival. It's an
really.
industry of psychics too. There is no 9 to 5 when it comes to sex work, unfortunately. So
It's just
what
like-
happens when Fancy says no furries? What did our furry friends have to do? Can they fight back against
Scramble.
Fansly? Can they organize against Fansly? Can they unionize? No, they had to change their avatars. And that is kind of like what's going to happen because people end up having to be reactive when these things
because
happen.
there's no recourse. Like
no recourse.
and
I got a VOD
like,
taken
not
down the other
one
day.
person has enough resources to fight back against it, and not enough
I
people
really
are
wish
willing
there
to
was an
get
ombudsman
together.
or something that you could like turn to.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great. I would love it, if there was some type of opportunity for that. But like, there would need to be a council of hoes, like
Yeah.
we'd have.
I mean,
like,
we could get
like,
ourselves a lawyer. I think. I mean, that it's not impossible if everyone
I
paid
don't
dues to
know.
like an organization that did sort of like
yeah, that would be an option. Yeah.
someone who could just send a demand to fans like, please, can you please clarify the office?
Yeah.
Of, like yada 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 demands that you clarify this thing. So
That's why I think that actually, like, maybe potentially like a VTuber group that was a co-op or something, or like just thinking like locally small term, I think that it would be great to have like a co-op like LewTuber group that people all paid like some kind of due to monthly, and they would have access to somebody like helping them schedule posts or like
as
legal
long as there's financial
advice
statements,
or
that's
like
my only bugaboo about this.
oh yeah,
because
of course. No.
Then
But
these
like,
fucking
I
groups
don't
have
want to be
financial
in charge of
statements, and
it
it
either.
pisses me
I'm
off
not.
so much.
I'm not saying that I want to do this. I'm not saying that I want to do this.
No,
but
this
I
is
would
unrelated.
pay
This
dues
is me
to
ranting
it.
about Shoujo. Go. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
no. VShojo fucking sucks. Yeah, assholes.
Yeah, that's a whole
But-
other.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing. Yeah,
Right.
but just something that would provide some like group collective action that could happen if something were to happen, because things are looking rather bleak.
I do kind of want to touch on this other question in chat that just came up. Do you ever think sex work would ever be decriminalized or stop being looked at with scrutiny? I spent 6 months doing an independent research in college. It is literally titled Decriminalization of Sex Work in the United States. And the truth behind it, although I stand for decriminalization with all of my heart, I don't think in this lifetime it's going to happen. I can hope with all hope and push for it. We can all speak for it, but full legal decriminalization where you're not getting arrested, you have the safety to report your assaults as that, as a street-based survivalist sex worker without potentially being arrested, not erected, arrested. wrong term.
You're under erect.
You are under erect.
You have the
Go
right to
to
remain
erect a
hard.
jail cell around you.
Yikes.
Anything you
but
come
when
will
you
be used
can-
against you.
Yeah, literally. But the truth behind that, I wish wholeheartedly that I could say, yes, I believe that would happen. I think it's not going to be our lifetime. I don't know if it'll be the next one. I think
We're
it's going to
fighting
take,
for
It
future
just
rights.
won't be because
Correct.
the liberal alternative is the Nordic model. And who wants
Which
to
is
explain what the Nordic
no-
model is?
Ugh.
Oh, I
I
hate
might
the
break
Nordic
out in
model.
hives if I have to.
This is again, like I don't want to sound like this anti-liberal person.
We're very
but, like,
doomer.
It's again in the way that liberals can be worse about this than like conservatives because
No, that's
Yeah.
totally true. It's totally true because like
Yeah.
they are not acting like fucking allies here. Like, what are you fucking doing? You know?
no, because the Nordic
Ugh.
model assumes that every person who does sex work is a victim.
Correct. It's
Yeah,
a
like we don't have our own
neo-abolitionist take.
autonomy in any of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, it's paternalist bullshit.
Yeah, it's instead of
I'm a
so
baby, goo goo
decrim-
gaga.
Yeah, decrim is more of focus on we are making it safe to do what you do. It's the removal of these criminal penalties and punishments that come with behaving. Correct me, Palm, if I'm wrong. The definition is the removal of criminal penalties and punishments that come with behaving in a certain manner or partaking in a certain act. Nordic, in more layman terms, is partial decrim. You are me and Susie and Mystic. We are decriminalized. We cannot get in trouble for doing what we do. A person on approaching you in
Your
your
customer
car
would
and
get-
saying-
Your customer,
customer.
would get popped.
Oh,
Is
but
now
you
your
could,
pimp
you
would
could
get
absolutely
popped
be
because-
deported from your country, by the way, in this model.
Correct.
Yeah, if you're like a
But
foreign-
then your client base is going to go down because your clients are going to be the one that are now criminalized. If they get caught, they now face the criminal penalties of partaking in your partially decriminalized behavior. So it's a get around. It's a workaround a little bit where people are like, you want to be not in trouble? We give you cookie. You want cookie? We give you this. And it's actually still
it's
just
like
gonna
in
make it
Norway,
it's
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 also
illegal
a
on the
illegal.
ground.
model where they'll
It's
shut
illegal
down,
to profit from someone else's nudity.
Well,
It's not Norway, it's Iceland.
they'll shut
for
down
example.
your place of work. Basically, if you work in a massage parlor, you work in a brothel, they'll shut it down so that deprive you of your income. If you're illegally in the country, they'll deport you.
They're just gonna starve you.
Right. So like this is the
Yeah.
way that they're being benevolent to you. Like you are a victim. You've been trafficked to this country. You've been trafficked to Sweden. You've been trafficked to Iceland. So we're gonna send you back to where you came from, deny you of your way of living, your wages, your money, basically. And in their minds, they're doing a good thing because you were a victim. Like, you were being forced to do sex work, even though you chose to do that. And like that's
And I
the
think-
inherent flaw in like the Nordic model.
I think also like the way the Nordic model even works is essentially just like the 1920s prohibition.
Right.
Yes.
Mhm.
There's a pretty popular author for Nordic model stuff, and pro-criminalization. Sorry, I was about to use a double negative. But Janice G. Raymond, PhD, I'm calling you out, girlfriend, because you wrote in 10 Reasons
Another
for Not
up. Write it
Legalizing.
down.
Another up. Keep them coming. 10 toes down, Janice. Let's go. Actually, don't know where Janice is. Anyways,
Wherever she is. Fuck you, Janice.
Fuck you,
But
Janice.
10
Fuck you, Billy Ackman.
the 10 Reasons for Not Legalizing Prostitution, an illegal response to the demand for prostitution in the Journal of Trauma Practice, page 326 specifically, you say that the popular fiction is that all will be well in the world of prostitution once the sex industry is legalized or decriminalized, and is refuted by the evidence that the degradation of women, as well as the harm, abuse, and violence to women, still remain in state-sponsored prostitution. However, actual accredited groups like the Human Rights Watch say the direct opposite of that, And they say that decriminalization is a really, really important step. And in fact, they state here that this is on their decriminalized sex work website, that actually decriminalization reduces the rates of crimes against adult entertainers. It provides a really safe space for them to be able to report crimes as well. It allows them to go to doctors, because a lot of adult entertainers don't even want to go to doctors or their STDs, which then proliferates HIV and the AIDS crisis.
Or just like normal problems too.
It's the same argument that it's made when like people say, "Oh, we're gonna execute all pedophiles," for example.
You're not actually treating the problem.
You're not.
You're just trying to take people out.
Right. And then you're preventing a lot of kids from actually reporting their abusers because they're afraid of what's going to happen to their abuser, because more often than not, their abuser is a family member, not some shadowy figure
and
off
they're
the street.
dependent on them, like a parent.
Right.
Or
So
sorry.
No, it's fine.
No,
Sorry, I was
pop
just going to say this is bootleggers. We're going to create an illegal industry that we are already creating, that we're already seeing. When Backpage went offline, everything went underground. So if they want to continue having the deep web or dark web, I can't remember the right term.
Dark web.
The onion web. If you want the onion web will continue. But if you let everything come to the light, and then you start to actually regulate things, like requiring STD testing and providing safe access to healthcare, then you're actually going to have a really safe industry. And it creates space for people in survival sex work to leave safely.
Yes.
Crazy how that works, right?
It opens doors. It really does. And that's what that's what really.
Can we please have this happen? So,
Marginalize us.
the fucking third world isn't a tourism of sex tourism, for example.
I'm so sorry. I just want to pop in on their perspective here, but they don't want you to have those options. That's why they do this.
No.
It's on purpose.
Right.
They do not want you to be owners of your own sexuality. They want it to be under lock and key, and they want that lock and key to be theirs. And they also want to be able, and your husband, who's probably
keeping the marginalized
the person that abused you. Future generations.
It's keeping control over the people that are the most, in their mind, less likely to speak up. That's why sex workers get targeted. We've seen numerous cereal and milk. How do you censor that for Twitch? Cereal and milk killers. Is that? Do you put serial killers? Can you say serial killers on Twitch?
I think so. There's so many true crime people on this platform. There has to be.
Bet.
Yeah.
I mean, people stream Outlast on this platform.
Oh, shit, you're right. Okay, so there are so many serial killers that they target the houseless
Sex workers.
population, the transient population, and a lot of those do tend to be in the sex work community. Those are your survival and street-based sex workers, because they are the least likely to be reported. One, if something happens to them, because people probably, their family and friends have lost touch with them. They're the least likely, if they survive, to then reach out for help, because they don't want to then be sent to jail because they're admitting
literally a serial killer near Boston right now doing this. Right, actually.
Oh, don't tell me
There
that.
was one on Long Island.
Sorry.
For 20
Yeah,
years.
the beach
Don't
killer.
tell me
No, they caught that guy.
Yeah.
Though. They caught him. Rex Howman. They caught him.
I have a
okay,
weird
good stuff.
connection to
I was
him.
having this exact conversation a week ago with a guy from Boston.
Yeah, no, I have a weird connection to Rex though, because my roommate in college, I love her. Her dad was best friends with him.
Ain't no fucking way.
Or sorry, no, her uncle. And then part of that
Arrest that
group
uncle
of
now.
besties, no, they didn't know.
But they don't know. They appear normal
Active. Yeah.
when they're not
And
doing
they
their
had-
things.
Yeah.
Rex Howman was 6 feet tall and kind of weird, so.
No, Rex was a freaky guy, but they had been friends. Dude, sorry. he had like notes of his killings, like specific notes on his computer. He's a crazy man.
And specifically, he
Ew.
killed many sex workers. Like, I think the
Yeah.
majority of his victims were
like
sex workers.
18.
And that's
Yeah,
an
young sex
unfortunate
workers.
workers,
thing
yes.
happening
And
under
dumped
the
them all
current
in
models
Long
that we
Island.
have.
Oh, it'll only get
Yeah.
worse.
Exactly. It's
It'll
only going to
only
get
get
worse
worse.
because especially as things get more modernized and we have such a wide, like we have the internet, everything is on the internet. It's just like with the Sandy Hooks and the park lawns and it gets publicized. There's actually a whole really interesting platform. Highly recommend you guys look into it. Called Don't Name Them in reference to gun violence and gun violence events. There is a higher likelihood, same thing with suicide, when you name someone and how they did it and what they used for copycat behavior.
Oh,
You
yep,
see
yep,
a
yep.
very high trend. This is another paper I did in college, actually. You see a high trend in gun violence and school shootings and things like that happen in the immediate 3 to 7 days or so after it happened. So the same thing can apply to sex work and sex worker violence and things like that. With the public trials that we have nowadays, everything's live streamed. Everyone's on the nighttime news, the daytime news. Everything's accessible it's trending on Twitter. Or X, whatever you want to call it. It's on Instagram Reels. It's on Blue Sky. Everything is accessible. So at the fingertips of someone else who wants to behave like this, they can now find someone to idolize and they're not going to act the same way. So with not changing how things are, and with not finding voices and pressure against these, it's just going to keep happening. The violence is going to keep escalating, and it's going to keep getting swept under the rug because you're finding these marginalized people that are less and less and less cared about.
Well, it's like
And
that
how many-
incel guy who
Yes.
I've forgotten what his name is, but they call him the Supreme Gentleman.
Oh,
And he
Oh,
went
I
on a
forget
killing
his name,
spree
but-
of
yeah,
women.
ER.
Yes.
Yeah, that
And
guy.
How many times do you see someone gets murdered? Sorry.
You could say murder.
You could,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can we tell
he's
I've only
saying
been
that
on
Gia
Twitch
doesn't
like 3
stream on
times?
Twitch.
Can we tell? I've
Yeah,
literally only been on Twitch
we can
3
talk
times.
about stuff as long as it's not in an explicit manner.
This is an
like,
educational
and
podcast, so we
Yeah,
can talk about a lot of
exactly.
And I am
So, like,
learning.
we can talk about stuff, and then Atra can
Okay.
just have fun, like bleeping shit if he uploads
Perfect.
it to
We love that. Where was my train of thought? Crap. With shit. I lost it. What was I talking
Oh, I'm
about?
sorry.
It's okay. I was talking
shoot.
about murder.
Sorry, I
It's
was just
probably
trying to
my
tell-
fault.
murder.
No, where was I going?
I was
with
just
that?
trying to reassure you that you could just talk more freely.
I do appreciate that. I do
Okay,
appreciate
let
that.
me
I'll
rewind
come
it. We're
back.
talking about copycats, people like perceiving like violence against sex workers and copycatting
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, shit.
Damn.
I'm sure it'll come back.
We
to
were
me at
talking
2 in
about the
morning when I can't
incels
sleep.
and the Supreme Gentleman and how
Yeah.
he's become he's got like a cult following, even though he's dead now, because he went
Yeah.
on he went and killed a bunch of women, and he's like
Yeah.
a point of radicalization now for other incels.
I think there's also
Oh,
another
yeah.
concern. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, go ahead.
Nope.
go ahead.
You go.
Shut
You
up,
go.
everyone! Quick.
It's too soon.
It's gone like the wind. It's okay.
No.
It's like squirrel. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever it is, the main takeaway is that you're still, even though full decrim won't happen, unfortunately, in our lifetimes, without something pushing towards it, that violence is going to stay. Oh yes. Oh, got it.
Let's go.
We got it. How many times do we see a news article about someone's been murdered and then reduced to an OnlyFans girl?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or commit
That was the
suicide.
point I was going to make.
Especially
or
when
suicide.
yeah.
And now there's
Like
not less
former
of, and
porn
you have
star
male
commit suicide,
people.
for example.
Yep. The mental health, like we oh god, what was her name? There's someone who has a great there was a porn star who was really, really famous, and she kills herself. And there's comments about, oh, I can't jack off to her videos anymore. Oh, I'm gonna do it anyway, but it's kind of weird. And now you're just reduced.
And this is a
to
person's
title.
life.
This is a person's life, and
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. They're making it so that you're not a person, and that's it's hitting your Black trans women the hardest. They are the most marginalized community in the sex work community. That is without debate. But now you're just a thing. You're not a person anymore.
And like, you know, that woman that the Brock, whatever his face was, whatever his name was, where like the victim, he
The college student.
he
the
did the big
Stanford,
R to a woman who was passed out outside, and he got caught in the act and was arrested.
So slap on the wrist.
But not only that, but the papers simply reported her as drunk girl or passed out girl, and she spoke about how dehumanizing it was because it's like a not so under the radar form of victim blaming, where
if you know,
she was reduced from
yourself.
a person who suffered a horrific crime to someone who kind of had it coming because she drank a lot. She drank too much, and therefore she was defenseless. And like, you know, you can't expect this guy not to sexually assault you, if you're in a vulnerable situation.
Yeah.
It was Brock, someone or other.
I just wanted to put in here that you will see this in these communities. That's where all this stuff is coming from, is these like
Turner,
conservative communities. But you'll see this even in the communities. Like if somebody is assaulted or whatever, they will victim blame that person because they believe it's them committing a sin. Like it is literally, that's why the victim blaming happens, is because they believe that both people are culpable and the victim is sometimes even more culpable. And to fix it, sometimes they'll even like marry that person off to the person that's their abuser or harasser. That happens often, just to like fix the situation. But you'll also see, you know, like you see it in like the Catholic priest kind of situations. Oftentimes they'll just move them around. Exactly. Then they do the same with internally. Schools? Of course they do the same thing with schools. They do the same thing with you know, maybe some handsy elders in the community. You know,
there was a guy at Fuzzy's school, a teacher who was known for being a PDF file, and he got very handsy and touched a girl who had an older brother who had been held back a few times. I think he was like 19 or something like that. And he went and beat him with a desk.
Good.
Oh, you mean like one of the desks with the chairs attached?
No, it was a technical drawing desk, so it was just the desk.
But I
yeah.
think you're thinking it's one of those like fake wooden desks with a massive metal chair on the back.
Oh yeah, no, we did have those. But yeah, no, it was a like table type desk.
Wow.
And that story just warms my heart.
It does. It warms mine too.
I mean, I've had experience.
But they do
with
this
that.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah. At my high school, we had a lot of issues, and there was a very creepy teacher. To everyone, including myself. And yeah, he got fired actually years after I finished high school, though, because it only came out in like during the pandemic that he was messaging minors inappropriately. And we were able to like get him fired, but it took a lot of evidence, and it took a lot of convincing.
Well, you see it with the Epstein files.
God.
We have those whole
Epstein,
things, and people are still you know,
denying it. Yeah. I think another concern though that I have with like all of this decriminalization too is that as these websites online like Fansly, OnlyFans, as they fall and they can't have payment processors, then people are going to have to turn to survival sex work through cash.
Yeah.
And that's going to be horrific because sex work in person is fine.
It's fine.
Is bad.
It's dangerous.
It's
in person.
super dangerous.
You don't have the right.
It's a gamble every
and
time.
Support. Correct. As someone who's done in person in my beginning years, you never know which person's going to be violent, which person's going to not listen to you, which one's going to be a police officer.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're in cuffs. You don't know. You put yourself at risk. We saw it when Pornhub, people were saying, I'm now going to have to, there were testimonials of saying, I now can't, that was my main income. I'm now going to have to figure something out. And in the height of COVID, you're also putting yourself at
like all the
risk of getting
strip clubs
sick.
are closed.
Correct. And now you're like, what do you do? If you're immunocompromised and you lose your online ability to make money, now you're putting your health at risk again to have to go and figure out, how can I do this? And in certain areas, you're going to get less opportunities and less opportunities, which means you're just going to have to go and put yourself in more and more vulnerable positions. If you're not in a big city, you're going to have to find a way to get to one, which one can be tricky. And if you don't have a way to get there, you're stuck in your local area. If you're stuck in your local area, you face very quickly someone you know seeing, someone you know finding out. And now you're doxxed. Now you're unsafe. Now your housing's at risk.
Right.
What now? Now your family knows. You have the risk of losing everything. I mean, you do online too. Absolutely, do not get me wrong. There's a little bit of safety and anonymity online, especially if you don't show your face. But you have a little bit of that protection. Oh, you can still get doxxed. Absolutely. But in person, you run the risk of finding that one bad person that's going to, you say the wrong thing, you trigger them the wrong way. Maybe you look like their mother, or you make a bad joke, or you say no for one of their many things that they're trying to do. And now it's on.
Now it's
you
a
have to
violent
fight.
episode.
Now it's a violent
Yeah.
episode. You have to fight for your life. If you do survive, when you do survive, you're not going to want to go to the police, because now you're admitting, in order to get help, one, to report it, you don't know who it is.
What you've
So
done.
your investigation's not necessarily, I don't want to say it's not going to go anywhere, but how much will it actually be investigated when you say, I was in the process of doing something that's illegal?
Yeah.
And you see it all the
Especially-
time.
Especially when the cops are going to come and take your money because you're doing something illegal.
Correct. Like you'll see them do, correct. You'll see them do raids on massage parlors. They'll come
Yeah.
confiscate all the money, even if it's if it's money you made legally. If it's in there on you, near you, on that location, say you got your
It's gone.
paycheck, it's gone. You got your
Yeah.
paycheck from the grocery store you work at. I mean, I'm just naming a random thing with maybe you get I don't know, where you might still get a physical paycheck.
Yeah, but all the money is up for grabs, basically, that they can
Correct.
find.
Yeah.
They will
That's when
take
fund their police
everything.
departments.
And God
and that's
forbid
how
they
they
find a
like
condom.
make you insecure, you know?
Civil
Like,
seizures as well. They
Correct.
could just take your stuff.
Yes.
So you run the risk of being more at risk when you are forced to go in person. And granted, there are some ways. Stripping sometimes can be a little safer depending on where you are. Do you have good security there? Are your managers good? What do you have
Yeah.
cameras? There are certain safer ways to be in person, IRL, things like that. However, it's like, okay, go get a motel room. Okay, go get a hotel room. How safe is this? And
Yeah.
or it's
Going off
backseat
the
of someone's
premises.
car.
And,
You're
like,
leaving somewhere with them.
Imagine like all the laws about stripping, even no bottoms, no
Correct.
tops, no
I
alcohol,
mean,
yada,
correct.
yada.
There's, I mean, DC stripping laws. The customers can't touch you. They sit on their
Yeah.
hands. Baltimore indecency laws. You if you're walking around, you've got to be covered. Those are the two
And
I
some
can
of
think
them
of.
are like, you can't go topless if there is alcohol, but
Yes.
you can go topless if they do BYOB.
If
So
they if
like
it's a
really
BYOB
weird.
bar, yeah.
Yeah, and then like it becomes a weird like tipping situation in terms of like
What's the
yeah.
business model of a bring your own booze bar?
So it's actually really cool. So you can go to the liquor store down the street, buy your 12-pack, 6-pack, whatever you're kind of feeling, bring it in. They can keep it behind the bar with you. The BYOB bar, most states, we're bringing in my post general manager experience. I used to order alcohol for a bar. You need to have a liquor license. Liquor licenses are expensive to maintain and upkeep. If you fail something, you lose your liquor license. You all of a sudden can't sell liquor, or beer, alcohol, whatever. And if you don't have one, you are not required to have a kitchen to serve food. If you have a liquor license and you sell alcohol, you're required to at least provide bread or something to absorb that liquor. and absorb that alcohol. For BYOB, nah. You don't got to worry about it. You don't need to worry about maintaining a liquor license. You don't need to worry about making sure that your health code violations are all not being violated.
America's
You don't
so
have to
weird.
make. Yeah, it is, and you don't have
But,
to
like,
make
where-
sure.
No, literally though, how do they make their money then?
So
Like,
some places
private
you have a high
dances.
private dances. Well, your private dances.
Private dances.
The money you make off the dancer. Your door fee. Maybe it's $20.
Opening
maybe
fees
it's 30.
sometimes too. Like if it's BYOB, they do like opening fees, like to open a bottle.
That's true. Some might.
Okay.
Some might. The ones I've been
Yeah.
to are a bit more podunk.
Yeah.
It's $20 at the door.
Yeah,
It's $20
yeah,
at the
yeah.
door, and you're in. And if a dancer's like, "Hey, can you run to the store and grab me a bottle of tequila?" They'll go and get it for you. But
Kinda awesome.
it's pretty cool. It's got its advantages. But yeah, no, you've got some of those things, and they make their money off the girls, basically.
That is
you
really
keep
cool.
you keep your stage money, obviously.
You keep all cash.
You keep well, depending.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes,
They
yeah,
take your
sometimes.
cash,
Some
it's so
places.
fucked up.
Well, like
Sometimes they do.
Sometimes if it's a credit, not all clubs use credit cards. So some clubs it's only cash only, and if you have a debit or a credit card, there's an ATM. And so if it's a dance, say a dance costs maybe $40, club takes 10. So you keep
Right.
75%.
So it's like a
of your
commission
dance.
kind of thing.
Correct. It's a
Yeah.
commission. And so you're wanting to upsell. So your room, for example, maybe your room costs $130 for 15 minutes. That doesn't sound right. I'm trying to think of what my old club used to be. 15 minutes was 110. I don't
Like
remember.
you could say any price. I have
Any
no
price, yeah.
concept of
Okay,
of
bet.
what.
I've never been in one. So
I think it's 110, and you would pay 30 out to them. So if you sell a room for $800 for an hour, you're still banking over $600. So they just take
Right.
a little bit from you for each thing that you do, as well as they get tipped because you've got bartenders who they'll give a little bit of money to. But basically, yeah, your income comes from the girls. So you'll frequently see those
interesting.
BYOB places over staff.
I have learned so much. I
You're
actually
welcome.
wasn't even picturing them as something that like would have strippers. I was just like, what? How do you do a bar that's bring your own booze? But that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. As for an
I have a
actual bar that's BYOB, I have zero clue.
No, I wouldn't imagine that model would work. There has to be some titties involved.
Yeah. I heard Ashton. Where was this?
No,
coming
actually,
from?
no. They're the snack bars. They're like companion
Oh, really?
bars. Yeah.
That's true.
really?
When I went to visit Atra, he took me to a bar that like served alcohol, but you brought your own food from outside,
What?
Mhm.
and that was
Okay.
so
That's
cool.
Okay. To be fair, that was a
Okay.
brewery. That was not an adult establishment, but
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
I
Still,
I
that's
have
kind of
a
cool.
question,
I
though.
forgot that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys filing like what kind of? Sorry, this might be a pretty personal
No,
question.
no, you're
What kind
okay.
of tax income forms
So
are you
that's
filing?
on you. So some girls, in my experience, have, depending on what amount you make. I know when I was a baby stripper, I did not file that shit. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
Me,
okay,
my
I've
first
got
year of
my.
YouTubing.
It's a little,
Allegedly.
just a little. I mean, it's just a joke. But
For
yeah,
legal
IRS
purposes.
joke.
for legal purposes, I'm joking. But if you have a job alongside of it, that can kind of also explain expenses because you get a W-2 with your regular job. Now, some clubs do give out what looks like tax paperwork. However, they won't actually file anything on your behalf. Some clubs may actually file something on your behalf. That I'm not 100% sure. I'm just kind of basing it off of my personal experience. But for a club that doesn't do anything, it's up to you to keep track. So there's Secure the Bag. I have an app. I used to have an app on my phone called Just the Tips where I track every single night. I know, right? It's actually it's meant for waitresses and such. But
Yeah.
I like tracking your shifts because it's got credit
We
card
love
tips
that.
in there and cash tips and everything. So every single night I would break down. Here's
That sounds
here's the
amazing,
total.
To be honest.
It was a lifesaver because I'm not good at Excel spreadsheets. So, and making all one in there.
Same,
but I
bestie.
Yay! So I would put everything I earned for that night and break it down. How much was stage, dances, and rooms, and if there was credit card tips for other clubs that I had credit cards at, how much did that equal out to? When do I see that? And then you can look at it at a month at a time, and then see your total for the year, and then you just kind of have to figure out your taxes on that part. Some people also make themselves as LLCs, and then you file as a LLC. That's also an option.
Yeah, like here in the UK, like I would be a sole trader, and like I do my taxes that way.
Yeah. So there's a couple different ways to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, fun fact. Of course, I will happily talk about any of that. And I totally always pay my taxes. 100%. 100%. I have a real big girl job too. IRS.
We
get enough money from me anyway. My W-2 and W-4. You get all my shit.
Yeah.
Too much.
Could get sorry, just to note from Twitch and other sites, you could get a 1099 NEC, or you can get another kind of 1099 for royalties. Yeah. I got royalties once from Twitch. It was a wild experience. I didn't know that I got them, but
bits are like royalties, and like subs are like something like that.
Oh, good to know.
Something like that. Yeah.
Because they get two forms.
Yeah, I think that's why we get a bunch of we get more percentage of the bits than we do the subs or whatever.
Oh, good to know. I'm not even an affiliate on Twitch yet, so this is all getting pocketed in the back
Chat,
pocket.
did you hear that? She is not an affiliate on Twitch yet.
I followed.
I hit the
go do something about that.
I've hit the follows. I need to hit the hours. We're getting there. It's a goal. It's a goal by the end of the year.
So actually, this dovetails into a question I had actually. So, with the TOS changes and people possibly getting disillusioned with Fansly, and possibly not wanting to play along with the stricter TOS, through my research, we have identified up to 12 alternative adult websites potentially that could be Fansly alternatives. So my question to you guys is, how do you vet a potential new adult site to post your content on? What do you look for? What do you look is advantageous to you personally when you decide to maybe...
I'm big on asking my coworkers and seeing, does anyone else use it yet? Or has anyone else had this experience? I'm very big on that. Because if
Susie
someone else
is a great
says
source
it's
of
good-
information.
Oh, hell yeah. Yes, she is.
Thanks. So.
But I like to read, try to find their term, dig into the websites, find their terms of service. Have they, like there was one that was going around RPlay, I think, as a substitute.
Right.
No, it had minors all over that site, and then all of a sudden they're saying that they'll take 18 plus content. So you've got to do your own legwork too. Like I said, I love asking my coworkers, like, hey, has anyone used this site? Has anyone checked that out? Does anyone know anything about it, or the people that run it? But then you're also responsible for doing your own digging. See what they do.
For in the TOS when you're like vetting it?
I'm looking to see personally, okay, what is, well, one, what's allowed, what's not allowed. And kind of, how do I phrase this the right way? I'm trying to think of this without sounding like stupid. I'm trying to see if something does happen, who's the culpability fall on? So
if, for example, if someone gets charged back, like, do they have
correct? Is there chargeback protection? Which, hello.
If there's not chargeback protection,
I don't use it. I don't use it. If there's no chargeback protection, I don't use it. If they are not holding some of the responsibility of finding out someone's age or processing or whatever, I'm not using it. If you're not keeping track of, it's kind of what goes into chargebacks. Sorry, this was all stolen credit cards that was used to pay you. Hello, how am I supposed to know that? You need to have some sort of strength behind the company that you're going to protect your own back, because yes, at the end of the day, you're out for you. Just in that regard, you've got to protect yourself legally. So I'm looking to see that. What are you guys doing to kind of watch my back as a company? Because if I'm giving you my revenue and my share of this, what are you doing to help me? If there's zero benefits, to me and it's all risk is on me, that's not worth it. That's not something I'm going to pursue at all. If it's too new of a site, I don't pursue it at all. It's got to have a little bit more oomph, a little more chutzpah, a little more depth to it, and be around for a little while, because having been in this for 9 years, can't tell you how many times I've been parts of sites like AVN Stars, came and went, and Gift Rocket came and went. So give me a little more confidence in you.
If I see like some of like the
Gotta have
like
chutzpah, moxie.
Yeah, that chutzpah.
if I see some like mid-sized to like larger size creators start signing up for accounts, that's usually when I start signing up for
Yeah,
an
and not
account
as a
with the wrong
sponsored
username.
talent. If I see them voluntarily joining
Yes.
versus I'm now a paid partner or whatever, I'm an whatever they say for it.
It has to be like I'm checking out this new site or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
like just like a like genuine kind of thing. Like
And
that's
not
how I
say
learned
reach
about
out to me.
FicFab actually. Like
About
was
what?
because oh yeah,
FicFab.
it's FicFab. It's a great
FicFab?
one. FicFab. Yeah, it's
Like
TikTok.
FIC?
Yeah, but for prawn.
FIK, isn't it?
FIK.
I'm thinking FIC like fan fiction.
I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link. I
Please
got
do.
you. Yeah, but that's how I learned about that, was because I saw some like mid-sized to larger size creators signing up for it, and just like a
That's
lot
how I
of
learned
them
about
signing up.
ePlay. I'm still looking into it, but ePlay is another one of those. Allie Awesome also highly shout out Allie Awesome.
Oh, I love her.
She's for anyone who doesn't know her, she is a face showing. She's advocate. She stands up for shit. Check her out, read her, listen to her. She's been a massive voice for sex work and rights, and for years and years. She is one of those one of those things where you speak and are a representative. She's a representative for ePlay. And having an actual sex worker or someone with experience in that and a past in that on their team, that also gives me confidence, because there's someone back there that listens to our voices and knows our trains of thought. So highly check out Allie Awesome. She's a great person.
Definitely check out ePlay now. Yeah.
ePlay, I need to do a bit more. It's been a hot minute, but I was considering ePlay back when I was still face showing and doing online and in person with my real everything. So it's definitely one that's going to be back on my radar.
So chat, we do have a spreadsheet. We do have a spreadsheet of these sites, including ePlay, Joystick, Blow Fans, RPlay, yada yada, in which we try to take a look at the various aspects of the TOS and see if we can break it down, including multi-streaming, co-performers, drawback protection, DCMS8 leak protection, and whether or not they allow you to link to other websites as well. So do check that out.
I think we're okay if we're talking about them in an educational way.
Yeah, I was just
I'm
I just
sure.
saw that comment and I'm sitting here like, did I just stick my foot in it?
No, you're fine.
No. I think we're fine with it if we say the name with it. It's just educational.
No one is
I've
saying,
said that. I
"Follow
said
me on
Fansly
yada
so many
yada."
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this comes
Guys,
back to my
we've had
butt, I will
53
take full
episodes of this
responsibility.
podcast. We'll be okay. Trust me.
Fingers crossed.
I've said it so many times. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
We appreciate you guys looking out, chat. But
Yeah,
just-
actually, I do. I take all of these to heart because, like I said, 3 times on Twitch.
yeah, no, this is an educational podcast. We are talking in an educational context, and we are not encouraging anybody to do whatever. This is just information.
One
so.
does. Nobody knows what we do on these places. God knows.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
do
we
the
don't know what
shadows.
happens on it. We just know that it exists.
Yeah, we're just
And we're
talking about this
educating you
unicorn.
that it exists.
And then you can make your own informed decision as an adult.
Yeah,
Exactly.
educationally informed decision.
Yes.
So here's a more fun question, I guess. What's some content that you may have wanted to stream or make that you feel a bit uneasy to post given the current landscape right now?
Ooh.
So I actually have one that's come up recently, and please chat, don't jump all over my asshole. It's
Don't do it.
So I have a customer that is into that has a bit of a race kink. Now I have my own lines in the sand of what I am and am not comfortable engaging with, but I will not publish anything to do with that because it is something that can very easily be taken out of context, not complex, and can be ammo for a cancellation. So I will engage to an extent with that kind of thing, but I did have to tell him I cannot offer you a discount for work that you allow me to publish in this instance because I don't feel comfortable. I'm happy to make this for you because we understand between each other that porn is a safely contained experience of otherwise problematic behavior a lot of the time. But I don't feel safe in trusting the general public will understand that. And he was like, completely agree, absolutely fine, I will pay full price. And he did. So that's my recent experience.
I get
hard,
into
yeah.
I used to have a customer, and it used to actually be back in the day. One that I enjoyed partaking in is executrix fantasy. So it's kind of the fantasy of what's gonna happen. And being at the mercy, which again, you're falling into your CNC and stuff like that. So that's stuff I don't do anymore. I really enjoyed the imagination with it and the different ways that it could go. And if a customer brought me a very interesting custom prompt where I was like, okay, hold on, that's a little too much. I had the ability to do that because it's a fantasy. It's not actually going to happen, but explaining how you're putting me in your will and here's why and here's what's going to happen, or the nurse has taken you hostage and you're never going to leave, and here's why. Or I used to really like what's the word, castration. Can't do that
yes
anymore. Can't do that
Lord.
anymore. Can't.
God, no.
Sorry. You're safe.
I was like, oh my
forgot.
God.
You
no,
are
but castration play is a thing.
It's a thing,
It
and I
absolutely
used to enjoy it.
Spay
Used
and
to
neuter me,
bring
daddy.
more like neuter me, mommy. But yeah, same thing. It used to be so much
Lord.
fun because you can make them like, you're a sexless little thing now, and you're not good for any, And I had so much joy, honestly, in that, and I can't do that no more. And so much of my stuff has been sacked.
Yeah. And
Literally-
again, when
literally
you make
sacked.
porn,
Not even a
when you
good
make porn,
sack.
this is a contained experience, safely
Yes.
contained, of behavior that, if it was done in
Fantasy
real life would be
experience.
profoundly unethical or
Yeah,
violent
no.
or wrong, etc., etc. But pornography is a contained fantasy-based experience of those things. So you
And
can
BDSM
explore.
in particular is very
Yes.
explores
Yeah.
the gray lines of those types of
Yes.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. And, when
BDSM
we're
is very
making these things,
nuanced.
and when creators make, edge play stuff like that, it doesn't even necessarily mean that they're into it, or, I don't speak for anybody. So yeah, it's
all stuff that's also like, you can do it in an in-person session to a degree because you have your written, think of it like your TOS, here's my do's and don'ts and here's my liability and you're signing this here, thanks. You've got your paperwork behind it, and you've got your verbal cues and the ways to speak to each other and be safe, like your SSC and your rack, and practicing in person. Online now, you get canceled immediately. There's no SSC, there's no rack, there's no there's no consideration for that. So those things I would do in person back then, and also post online, I would never post those things online anymore, just
Can I
because.
ask, what is SSC and what is RAC?
So
Sorry.
SSC, no, you're okay, is safe, sane, consensual. And then RAC is risk-aware consensual kink. So they're different ways of partaking in kink and making sure that what you're doing, one, is safe. Safe, sane, consensual. Are you doing this in a sound mind? Is your partner in a sound mind? Are you in a sound mind? Are you in a
are you
safe...
competent to consent?
Correct.
And
Can
carry
you
out
actually...
this play?
Yeah, so like in legal terms, are you like
Of sound, mind, and body.
Of sound, mind, and body. There you go.
Present to the court. I know this.
There you go.
But
So, yeah,
also,
basically-
do you understand the implications of what you're doing? You know, do you
You
understand?
discuss it beforehand? Do you understand that we are doing X, Y, Z at A, B, C, and you basically
So
this
you're
is the
swearing
plan.
to the dom, essentially, instead of the court.
Yeah,
You're holding your right hand up. Okay.
yeah, right hand up.
It's for like
Exactly.
extreme kink. It's like when people
Yes.
engage in extreme kink.
Breath
like-
play things and
Yeah.
bondages,
Choking
and you'll
and
see
shit.
people do
Yeah,
or
sometimes
full,
they like
full
extreme
wraps.
shibari situation. Yeah.
Ascension,
wraps,
like
yeah.
lifting people with like you get.
Yeah.
I never could do this. This was not of me, but you get the hooks and suspend.
Oh
Yeah.
god, yeah,
That's
I've
not
seen
my
this.
thing.
I've
Let's
seen
not
this.
talk
Seen
about
it in-
that. Oh
No, we're not.
god.
But you start getting into those things where you now maybe your voice is taken away, your gagged,
Yeah.
or your eyesight's taken away. How do you communicate? And that's all talked about before, like with your red, greens, and yellows systems and your safe words. That's all negotiated beforehand. So that's kind of what SSC and RAC is referencing: is are you all being of sound, mind, and body? Are you actually
While you're partaking
consenting?
of this.
And if you red word out, how do we help you? Do we have medical nearby? Like, do you have a first aid kit? Do we have water? Do you need a blanket? How do we get you through this safely if God forbid something were to go slightly askew?
Wrong.
Yeah. So that's kind of what that all is.
Thank you.
Of course.
Oh, good question. I actually didn't know the definitions of those either. So
Yeah.
I said to one of my friends, I
BDSM.
don't make content, but I said that to get more people to call their legislators and representatives, it's going to sell butthole pics, but it's not really my butthole. It's just like a zoomed in photo of like my belly button.
Oh my god.
I thought you were gonna say your cat or something.
Send pictures of like their knee super zoomed in, so you think it's their butt or something, or their cleavage.
Or their cleavage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Put a
It's just
song
like
on your leg.
sweeten the deal. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Might
Gotta
work.
do what you gotta do, you know?
Susie, how about you though? What content were you hoping to make under this current regime that you cannot make right now?
Well, let's think. While
Susie
I
thinks,
really like
I'll...
public.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah. Public play. That's a loss
Ooh,
for
yes.
me. I'm sad. It's bereft. I mean, I really had some games that I enjoyed playing. I enjoyed doing like lewd gaming. So some of the
Yes.
games that I would play are
Yeah,
getting knocked
that
the
is a
fuck
shame.
out. So the other thing I wanted to bring up in this is that I also work at a game publisher, Shady Corner Games. Shout out Shady Corner Games.
We love you, Shady Corner.
Yeah, and they were just getting hit really hard with this shit too, on so many levels. Like we're getting hit the Fansly side of things, then that was me personally, and then now it's Steam, and then Itch.io. Like it's just really unfortunate to see all of this wave of censorship happen across so many different layers, because it's hitting indie devs in a really hard way right now. I mean,
So
this
how
is
did
some
the
people's whole
itch.io
livelihoods.
How did the itch.io sort of movement lately affect Shady Corner?
Yeah, I mean, some of the smaller devs, publish their game prior to release on Steam on Itch.io to help fund their projects, right?
Mhm.
So if it's delisted, all the NSFW games are delisted now completely. And then several games have been completely removed, but some games are also removed pending review. So just whenever they get to reviewing their game, they'll come back online and be able to continue making money. But yeah, I mean, in several different ways. And so it leaves devs scrambling on trying to find a place to publish to fund their projects, or trying to rush publishing to get to Steam, yet to be denied by Steam for some weird reason and have to go back through approval processes all over again. It's a whole different sphere there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just hate it. It sucks. Leave it alone. Hands off the titties. That's what I say.
It's funny. wanted to play Cloud Meadow after these like
Yes, Cloud
these
Meadow's gone.
TOS changes. Because
Breeders of the Nephilim. God damn it.
An update, and then like as I like posted on Twitter, like, hey guys, I'm gonna be playing Cloud Meadow like tonight. Got an update, yada yada. Susie like DM me. She's like,
Jokes.
Hey.
That's TOS. That's TOS.
TOS.
That's TOS.
And I was
Yeah.
like, fuck.
Yeah, because it covers like monster fucking now as well. So
Yeah,
like,
you can't
that
do
whole
monster
Yes.
fucking. You
section
can't
is
do-
gone.
Yeah, you can't do any of that stuff.
Okay, I'm
Because it's not like monsters are
devastated now.
real.
That was my biggest. I was like still happy because it didn't technically include that, but now that it includes that, I am down fucking bad. Ugh.
Like, I'm sorry my stream promoted fucking like harpy ladies. Like,
Because that's such
Yeah.
an actual threat and something that's actually
right?
gonna happen.
Like, please,
No, God
like,
forbid.
yeah.
Let me have my
Chat,
goddamn
Oh,
don't,
fantasy.
no.
do
But
not plug
also,
for its chat,
like-
I guess I don't know what to tell you.
This is something that I covered in a little like rant on the furry episode, but the confluence of furries and zoophiles is such a false
Yes.
Yes.
equivalence. Like a furry is an it's got like aspects of animal, like the appearance, right? But they are conscious, competent to consent, adults in, the case of like,
When they're
sexual
adults.
sexual, but like if you're making furry porn, right? Unless you are doing very unethical things that we do not endorse whatsoever. Like they are adult, they are competent to consent, they are anthropomorphic, meaning that they are not purely animal, they have human characteristics as well. And to take that and say, well, that must mean that you're looking lasciviously at Fido over there, like chewing his
Fido.
bone in the corner, is completely false. It is oh fuck my brain, but it's capitalizing on disgust at, very rightfully, disgust at actual zoophilia and the implications around consent that implies. But like being a furry does not mean that you want to have sex with animals, and
No.
it's such a false thing. Sorry, that was very clumsily said.
No,
no,
you
I
no,
think you
no.
did that very
It's
well.
Rightfully
Well.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, we're absorbing it.
Also, there's
Yeah.
laws against bestiality, so that's covered.
Mhm.
That's just
That
covered.
is true. Yeah.
There's laws against CSAM. That's covered. The websites don't need to do this.
They
Just
do
say
not.
follow the laws. That's it.
I played Dollmare, which is a horror game about like a haunted doll factory.
Oh, I
on-
remember that.
Oh,
It's
I
scary.
heard
I
of
don't
that
like it.
game.
Yeah, it is scary, yes. Fansly took that VOD down and sent me a warning about like minors
What?
in my
Because it-
content.
Oh.
Because their automated like moderation system
It picked up the dolls.
picked up the dolls and
Oh,
thought
I
it was minors.
see.
And for 2 days now, I've been contacting compliance and fantasy support, being like, "Hey, I don't want to repost this. I don't care to repost this again, but I need you to acknowledge that this was a game that I was playing, and not me posting CSAM on my account.
Yeah.
Can you please acknowledge
Big
that?
deal.
Because I'd rather not lose my fucking account
Yeah.
because of a misunderstanding." And have they
Or
responded? No.
get worse. Or have like the FBI start
Yeah,
Yeah.
investigating.
forwarded.
Right.
That,
And
yeah.
CSAM does not extend to fake horror dolls. Just to make sure everyone knows.
And if the FBI shows up my door, I'll laugh them off. But like,
Like them.
you fucking like acknowledge that you fucked up by like striking
Mhm.
my stuff,
That's
basically.
crazy.
And no, I'm like,
And for
they
it to
have
be
not.
like some like automated shit and then not like just like have a
So much of
direct,
this
like, point of
bullshit is
contact.
connected to AI because it's
Mm-hmm.
like cheap. You don't have to
Yeah.
pay people.
Yeah.
It's just an algorithm.
Anyone
and,
can learn how to do it.
and it
and
was
AI
on the
fucks
website
up
for 2
all the
weeks.
time.
It was on the
Yes.
website for 2 weeks. You told me that this is on the website for 2 weeks. You don't notice it, and then you take it down. And did a human even look at this? Probably not.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
all
'cause they
of
would've
YouTube
understood they were
is
just playing a
AI.
game.
Like even when you appeal, like a
Going to an
strike
AI.
against your channel, it's dealt with by AI. You cannot get a human unless you contact a lawyer and get them to, like, I don't know what the term is, Palm, like, get them to file things and do stuff
like
with
a
paper.
complaint?
But
things.
Or
Yeah.
like send a letter.
Injunction.
yeah, but
Mhm.
you cannot contact a human as an ordinary person unless you pay
For
for a
YouTube.
lawyer to do so for you. Sorry, I will
It's dumb.
stop
No,
ranting
YouTube
and
is so
let
dumb.
Make it very
let other people talk now.
No, it's just exhausting.
It is
It's
exhausting.
like it's so many things all at once too. I was just kind of saying like I feel so coordinated almost. Like
Mm,
I don't want to go like conspiracy theory, but it just feels like we've gotten hit one thing after another after another after another all of a sudden, and it's just really strange how
mm.
we're
Well,
seeing it.
Within the
there's
last 4
also,
weeks,
I
yeah.
think, there's
Yeah.
also an aspect of performative cruelty, because I mean, if you look at all the transphobic legislation that's going on right now, it's not about protecting children, because if they wanted to protect children, they would do things that actually protected children.
Right.
It's about being cruel to one of the shrinking groups of people that it is socially acceptable to be cruel to.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and I told people, I'm gonna be honest with you. I told people, I was like, they're gonna go after sex workers. They will go after sex workers. It is going to happen. You need to like start figuring some shit out, you know? Like it like it's
Keep
just
copies of all your
so-
material and all that stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't
keep
have all your
a
eggs in one basket.
external hard drive of everything you make.
Own your
that
data.
You own your own data, so that way you can easily start over somewhere else. Like I have everything that I've ever done, so that way I can restart if I need to someplace else, you know? Like make sure that
always need to
I
be
mean, I
prepared.
encourage people not to show their face. I did, and I got my content leaked, so like I
Yeah.
just feel like
It's-
sometimes people
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
shitty.
about these types
It's-
of shit.
It's something you
Like-
need to put a lot of thought into.
Yeah, like because sometimes you get to a point where it's like, you know, like you can't go back anymore.
No.
You
And I
know,
mean,
Yeah.
like
you
can't
run-
put the
you
you
run
can't put
That's why
the
I don't show
suitcase
my
back in the
dick,
bottle.
honestly.
Yeah,
I don't. I
Like-
went from being face showing for 6 or 7 years, and I lost my housing. When I got doxxed twice, the second one resulted in losing housing. So it's a risk. So it's always start safer, get yourself comfortable, and then progress that way if you want. Because some of my still I talk to people in this community that are completely face showing. Their whole entire career, and they are public about it, is this. And I love that for them. But I know that with my experience and my history and family and connections and things, that was not the route I could go.
Yeah.
So you have to look at your own risks and rewards and kind of ask yourself, can I risk losing what I
There
have
is a
here?
point. Absolutely. There is a point of no return with this stuff.
Yeah.
And don't start beyond that point, because you can't go back. Because once something's on the
you
internet,
can't.
it's there
just
forever.
really hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
you can put space in between whatever. But it's just you won't ever be able to delete stuff.
Isn't that like
once it
Mia
gets
Khalifa a little
leaked.
bit? Like her whole thing is
Yeah,
that she's like, I did this for
yeah.
such a short time, and now she's one of the most known names.
Yeah, fucking
So you
6
kinda
weeks
have
of
to-
sex work and like isn't just
Yeah.
defined by that basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you won't stop becoming a sex worker. Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
you're in it once you're in it, you know? That's the great thing about lewd tubing, though. I feel like more people should be lewd tubers in sex work, because you can kind of delete it and move on, you know?
Yeah, you
a
can
little bit.
shed the persona.
Yes.
Exactly. You could. So I feel like this is a great avenue for people. Also because of like maybe some ways that art applies to lewd tubing, like how like it is an art piece that we're piloting, you know, kind of thing. But I don't know. We can talk about, maybe Palm could talk about more about like legally what that might mean for people. Because I feel like, you know, some solidarity could be shown by like showing, you know, people who are faced out right now, like how to go into a persona that's maybe not showing face, and making their money in that manner, so that way they can, you know,
It's
people
opening
themselves.
avenues, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think that there can be ways that we have in this, because, okay, I feel like LootTubing is a very special opportunity, right? And not very many people like know about this as an opportunity. Like, I didn't realize that I could do it. I started out face out, and then I was like, oh, I could do this. So then I like stopped, and then I went to I went to being behind, VTuber kind of. So like, I think that it could be a really safe avenue for a lot of people who like want to make some money, or are in, the situation where this is their gig, secure a second bag, because I think that they'll have a harder time banning VTubers and like art and like hentai pornography kind of than they will like IRL porn.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
absolutely.
Actually, the court also supports that.
Yeah.
If y'all want
Yeah.
a full
Okay.
Supreme Court citation, Miller
Okay.
versus California,
Great.
413 U.S. 15, 1973, guys. But that's still the standard that we use, is that the court says that like works have to have a serious literary, artistic, political, or scientific value. If they're protected by the First Amendment. They're considered obscene if they appeal to prurient interest in sex and portray sexual content in a patently offensive way. And it just depends on the jury. So it depends on where you live in your jurisdiction, whether they see that as any kind of like, whatchamacallit?
Excuse me.
Any kind of like, if they see that as sexual or offensive, So we see that more so with like hardcore porn, where the test for that is a different case. The test is I know it when I see it. That we can't really protect hardcore porn, but if you're a LootTuber,
Softcore. If you're a softcore.
yeah, softcore porn is absolutely protected by the First Amendment, at least until this day. Even with the Paxton decision, it's still a protected thing because there is an inherent artistic value, right? Because you said you're piloting art. So there is an artistic value to seeing the art move. There's an artistic value to live 2D booba.
It's a performance, yeah.
It is. Yeah. It is. And there is a way
art,
that we
Mom.
can protect it. It is Mom is epic art.
Mom.
I will say having
But
to
no,
tell my
hentai
mom what
and
I
it's
do
art.
is really funny. Yeah.
Legally, federally protected art, Mom.
Yeah.
Mom, I'm an artist.
Clarence Thomas said so.
Yeah. Mom, Clarence Thomas said I could do
That's what I've been
it.
thinking more and more. Yeah, it's just that it would be great to like show some solidarity and like, be like, hey, come to the LootTuber side, like this will be a place where you can harbor. Because like, even if payment processor things get rough, like I don't think that I don't think that like Patreon, for example, will ever stop letting lewd audios be uploaded, because audios are a form of protected speech, like you can like record yourself going ooh ah ah all day, so like ooh ah ah. So like I think it's important to show like there's different avenues to be set up in this industry and like share that kind of pathing for people, because a lot of people don't know that you can make money just like by setting up a porn or a Patreon and like uploading audios and like doing role play stuff, and that's very protected, or like doing this LootTubing thing, like having art that moves and streaming with that instead, or like in coordination with stuff, like I think that it's just a good way to protect the community.
Agreed.
This is your last chance to get questions in. Please get those questions in before we wrap up for tonight.
Last call, ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Closing time.
Last call.
One last call.
I will say that the court also says that like freedom of speech should not be encroached upon like this, and content-based, like in Ashcroft versus ACLU, which is more recent, it was 2004. These content-based prohibitions, which is what they are, they're enforced by severe criminal penalties sometimes and have the constant potential to be a repressive force in the lives and thoughts of the free people. So, as like we talk about this, I also want you guys And I say you guys as like the royal you guys, the
Y'all.
royal y'all. Yeah.
The royal y'all.
Royal y'all.
To start documenting any abuses that you face from terms of service systems, from the AI, like dolls, not the AI saying the dolls are CSAM, to like, I don't know, if PayPal decides to not process with you,
Well,
and
PayPal
steals
is
all your money.
notorious.
Oh, I have
Mhm.
that already. I can
Document
document
it.
that shit.
Yes, document it. Because as we start to get the ball rolling on these things, potentially we could have some pretty interesting lawsuits.
I
And
have that shit
even class
documented,
action.
girl. Call me up for
Oh.
PayPal. I want to go after them.
So yeah, if you see stuff like if the Senate bill passes, that means that there'll now be an avenue for people to have civil lawsuits against companies
go.
like MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, Stripe. PayPal, Stripe might be a little weird because of like the credit issue, because it has to be creditors. But we'll see. We'll see what the final bill looks like. What I'm saying is document your stuff, gather your evidence, print it out, and put it
Get
in
the
a
receipts.
folder. Keep it on a hard drive. Keep it on your phone. Keep it, please.
Yes. This is
I'm
all such
begging.
good advice. I have loved this
It is.
conversation.
I have had a
Absolutely.
blast. I've learned so much.
So good.
I've
Sure.
learned
It was
so much.
cathartic hearing Palm like take down her enemies. Like
It is
just, like, really-
amazing.
it was
And she's
good.
got
I
such a
needed that.
sweet, like, voice as well.
Oh,
I
Yes,
just
I love
love
it to hear these
like-
absolutely great things come from such a sweet voice. And you know this
Yeah.
kind of violence, this look, this just
Yeah, I just
outspokenness
like want to
come from this
give her
sweet
Abby
voice.
like one of those yandere knives and just
Yeah.
just watch it.
I
you
will.
know?
I will get you art commissioned for.
what did they call? Oh God.
Stat Clarence Thomas.
Oh
Oh, no.
ethically, I'm not allowed to say anything about our great honorable Clarence Thomas.
Yeah, I'm allowed to. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say it. Say it.
I can just fuck Clarence Thomas and his wife. Fuck both of them.
Yep.
I have opinions on this man. But I'm not allowed to
Oh,
voice.
I'm sure you do. God.
As sort of our wrap up question. So as content creators, ideally, there is always a trade-off between keeping yourself safe, keeping yourself insulated from people who shouldn't see your content, and the platform's own interests. So hypothetically, your perfect platform, what would feature in a platform that would be your ideal platform, so to speak?
Human moderation.
Yes.
Yeah.
At least one layer at some point of human moderation.
That's a big one for me.
I
think.
really want a VOD system too, though. Like,
Mm.
And being able to have our own emotes, like Twitch. Wouldn't that be awesome?
That
To
would
be able to have
fun.
your own custom lewd emotes.
you can do that with Zergobot.
What, really?
On
Yes.
Fansly?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh,
They've added a
Oh.
functionality now. Yeah.
You just have to
Oh.
have like a subscription to them, which is like not expensive and it's worth. So
ooh.
Good to know.
I've learned another new thing.
I know.
This has been such an enlightening podcast.
It has.
I'm so thrilled with this episode and how it's gone.
I think for me, like, the biggest conundrum I have, and I will speak honestly about like our play, for example. As a creator who speaks Japanese and like wants to reach a Japanese audience and streams a lot of like
audience.
games and like hentai games and whatever it is, our play has the best policy when it comes to those sort of things, as well as having the audience. I wish that I had that with the stringency of a Western platform that is strictly no minors allowed
18+.
whatsoever. And like that is the biggest sort of barrier to me trying out our play right now. And it's not to say, because like I know about maybe 2 episodes ago we talked about our play in very positive terms, and this is again not me endorsing a platform otherwise one way or the other, but like
it's
through my
hard
sort of
because
research,
I actually made an account with them before
Right.
their whole like so I'll just tell you, like, I have an account over there, but I've
Yeah.
only ever posted, I haven't posted any paid content. I've only ever posted a couple freebies over there.
Right.
The thing is that like I made an account there before the whole AI situation, their first scandal
Yeah.
broke out. And then after that broke out, I stopped posting there because I just was kind of like, okay, well, I
Wait,
posted a
does
couple
the AI
things.
situation do?
So it was 2 years ago, maybe.
I didn't know the
a
site
year
had
and a
been
half
around that long.
ago. No, it's been around for a while.
around for a
It's
bit,
been around
yeah.
for a while.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
been
know.
around,
And a
around for a
mutual of
bit.
mine had like a serious issue with them being very disrespectful to her as well. Like, that's
Yeah,
Really?
there's also some
Mm.
situations with past management too. That's the other reason why I'm not super active over there. These are just like personal experiences. This is not like me endorsing or not or like dissing the
exactly.
company,
These are
like
not.
whatever.
This is not endorsement or anti-endorsement of like. the site.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is just purely like this is what has happened in terms
Reporting
of
your
the grapevine.
experience.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So there were issues with past management. They got rid of the past management. That also took care of the AI problems because it turned out that they were like lying. Somebody was lying about something. There was drama. It was big drama. So somebody was like lying about using AI, and then they said that they're not using it anymore, and that was like a year and a half ago. And then I didn't know this whole thing that they didn't like technically. I thought that it was like a situation where like you had to agree that you were 18 plus to join the site. I didn't realize like in the TOS there was nothing about people being 18 plus. So that kind of is also another reason why I haven't continued posting either there. I do
Has
have my
that
name
changed in their
saved.
TOS?
I don't know if somebody can tell me
So
if it did,
as it is
but
right now, there is a slider that you have to hit to see the 18 plus content, and you
That's just a
definitely-
slider.
You have to be signed up and have an account to see an 18 plus stream. But that's all I know right now.
so you couldn't just like, it's not just open wild free internet. Yeah, that's I mean
Yes.
Okay.
that's also
And
that's
I
good.
want you guys to keep in mind, by the way. I want you guys to keep in mind, like, there are some really good alternative sites in which people can click on your stream without an account and see what you're doing. Okay?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I suggest I know I don't really make content, but I suggest for a really good website to have a device-based age verification token system. It's a system you can add to like all devices. It's pretty easy actually, and it's pretty cool. It's like a few lines of code that gets added to like a cell phone, like a smartphone or an iPad. And what it does is that code basically says the user of this device is 12. And then the next year, I don't really know about coding, obviously, because that's a very oversimplification. But, you know, the next year it'll be like the user of this device is 13. And
Is that
then,
something you
oh,
register when you get the phone?
yeah,
Like that's put in? Oh.
Yeah,
like a
so
parental
parents-
parental
parental
control.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That would be so good. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Tag those bitches.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming they're accessing content with
Oh.
the phone, though. Yeah. I
Also-
hate
Yeah,
to be
well,
I hate to be a party pooper. I'm sorry, but like
Yeah.
Well, I mean, computers are devices.
Mhm.
yeah.
yeah.
And like, yeah, they could steal parents' devices, but like, be a parent. I'm so
And
sorry.
put a password on your stuff.
Yeah,
Put a
there's
password
Be
on
a
your
parent
stuff.
is so
Wi-Fi
real. Yes.
ban.
I
And
think that
do
there's only so far that like that you should ethically go to like, or you can ethically go to stop people from accessing your site without like
Yeah.
crossing into draconian surveillance state
Yeah, I agree.
It's a fine line.
situation.
Like, have
I
a
think
conversation with
Mystique
your
had a
children,
great-
please.
Mystique had a
Oh,
great
yeah.
analogy of this back when like VTubers were like putting like bare like titty like porn on like Twitch about a year ago. It was
Oh.
the vegetable market analogy, where it's like you would not.
Oh,
like-
yes.
yes, you wouldn't whip your dick out at a vegetable market and start screaming like, "Why are there minors here? Why are there minors here? Why are there minors here?"
See.
I mean, it's like I in my paper analogized it to what's happening right now is essentially like banning parents from purchasing alcohol because minors can get access to the
Yes,
alcohol.
minors can go into
Exactly.
the
That's a good
fridge.
That's
analogy.
such a good one as well.
That's
Yes.
really, I like that.
Such a good point.
It's
But
so
yeah,
good.
like you know, you laugh at that thought of like, oh, we're gonna ban all parents from purchasing alcohol or ban parents from having controlled substances, like accessing any kind of like controlled drug.
But at
for
the same
their
way, they
kids.
can like make decisions not to provide their kids medical care because, well, I'm a
Mhm.
parent.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
It's
And
my
I
choice to not
won't
get my
vax
kids.
this
parent.
child
We
because
trust them there.
vaxes are
I can
against
do
my
radical
beliefs.
unschooling because,
Oh, unschooling. No,
Oh,
Oh, sorry, did I
God.
trigger something? Sorry.
No, not in me, not in me at all. It's just I think, you know, you're right. It's like how do we trust parents? We trust parents to
shouldn't. You
screw
shouldn't trust
over a
them.
kid's life, but then we don't trust parents to like not let their kids see obvious like anime boobies on their cell phones. Like,
hmm
please make it make sense. And I've
Yeah.
really
Vaccinate
Like,
your
there is
children
no
and
one
let them see
size fits all
boobies.
solution that
No,
will have a perfect result. It just doesn't exist.
mm-mm.
To a certain extent, I feel like you shouldn't trust some parents.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially these people who are like being like protect the children. Please look at them first. Like,
Yeah.
like you're having crotch spawn does not mean that you are competent to have crotch spawn. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
they are not. They're so not competent. Ugh. So
Like,
annoying.
you know, mice have children. It's not that doesn't make them competent to like.
And they eat them sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Mice eat their children.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Love that.
That might be a lie. I'm not a biologist.
No, it is.
That might be a lie. I said it for attention. That might be a lie.
It is actually true. Like I know someone who keeps.
I knew there were some
knew
animals that
someone
did
who keeps
that.
snakes, and
I have heard of snakes
she had
doing that.
someone who would breed mice to feed the snakes, and
Oh.
yeah, you had to be careful because if you like disturb them, they would just eat their children.
Is that kind of
We're
like the
just talking about
birds
real
pushing their
ways
birds
to
out of the
protect
nest?
kids. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, eat them. Eat the kids.
No,
I
do
am not
not eat the
advocating
children.
No, but just like talk about real ways.
Well, they can't
instead
watch
of all
porn
these
if you eat them,
stupid
so
ways.
like you know.
So-
Yeah, exactly. That's how you really protect.
That's
the
one way to
children,
keep your
basically.
kid off
Just
your
eat
internet.
them. Like you're like fucking Kronos eating the children of Zeus or whatever.
Oh,
the fuck
God,
it
Yes,
is.
exactly.
You know, if it works for Zeus, it works for everyone now.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Oh God. If it worked for the Greek pantheon.
It worked
We-
for the Greeks.
If it works for the
We've
Titans,
reached
it
the,
works for
like,
you.
We've reached
Yeah.
now like the level of like potato famine, like the simple plan.
Yeah.
You guys know the simple solution
All the
is to eat the
small
kids.
things.
And it's just like if that pamphlet comes out and I say eat the kids, and you say that's crazy, Pom. Okay, then let's pick the not crazy option, device-based
Exactly.
APIs, or else I'm eating the kids. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Those are our two options.
I
That's
am
it.
so done. Okay, well let's go with the
So my
second
takeaway from
option,
this
which
podcast
talking
is that
about
we
the
should eat children.
Got it.
Yeah, it's a
Legislation.
modest proposal.
I wanted to talk about
There you
one thing
go.
though. They're actively making places not safer for children by taking away
That
adult-only
is
spaces.
very.
Yes.
Like when you push for this type of shit, I just posted a tweet in our group chat earlier that made me laugh really hard, but it was this person
Yes, it was so good.
by the name of Pokelude, and they said, if Christian billionaires from Exodus cry ban porn everywhere, prepare to see me invade every single social media with porn bait. I don't
No.
care anymore. God granted me these hands and they were made for sin. And like that is exactly what will happen if you ban
Mhm.
18 plus spaces and if you ban safe spaces for adults to do adult things.
And if you don't
And-
make safe spaces for children,
kids.
like
Club
Like remember
Penguin.
Club Penguin, well, wow,
Cub Penguin.
We did it. We did
Oh,
it.
penguin
We
and
did it.
Ulu.
Club Penguin, and then there used to be like I remember Small Worlds or something.
Moshi
back then.
Monsters.
Yes, Moshi like
Yeah.
Webkins. Well, I don't think Webkins you could really talk. Like
Now it's
other
mostly
people.
adults, but like Neopets was my jam.
Neopets.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I go
make
down
these
nostalgia
safe-
lane every once in a while.
Yes, make
And,
these
like,
safe spaces for
you
kids to
don't-
be kids instead of pushing them on
And do age
Instagram and
verification
Twitter.
there, maybe, or
Yes.
something.
Yes,
I don't know.
exactly.
No one over 13 or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
How it works.
There were even like I grew up in South Africa in Cape Town, and there were like bars, quote unquote bars, that were for 15 to 18-year-olds only. That obviously
Yeah.
didn't serve alcohol,
Okay, yeah.
but
But
like
a safe place for them
you
to
were
go.
Like,
age
safe
verified
places
at
for
the
them to
door.
come.
There was
In
like
New Jersey, yeah.
I won't say antechamber, like a foyer where
will.
like parents could come to pick them up, because obviously you don't walk around places
So that the
in South
parent doesn't go
Africa.
inside with all the other
Yeah.
with the
Yeah,
other teenagers.
exactly.
Oh.
So
These used to be
like,
a
That's
really
so
big
smart.
thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
do that.
in the
Please.
US.
Flip it.
But you
Flip it
don't
and reverse
see
it
these
here,
people.
folks.
You don't see these people who are trying to control and limit and eradicate adult spaces, making safe spaces for children. It is all about attacking the source of their discomfort and
Correct.
their disgust,
Instead we
rather
get
than
funding
actually,
for
yeah,
Department
rather
of
than
Education,
actually making,
after school programs.
yeah, rather than actually doing any fucking work to
Having a
like,
conversation about them why they shouldn't be watching this because they're not their brains are not developed yet,
Because
and
they
it will
don't care
actually
about
harm
children.
them.
They care about hurting the people providing the content.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Hurting the
exactly.
sluts.
It's a control
Control.
thing. Exactly. It goes. Yep. Exactly.
because
Burn the witches.
condemnation feels good. Condemnation, being a warrior for the Lord and squashing his enemies, etc. It feels so good. You feel so
Yeah.
self-righteous.
And they
While
believe
cheating
they're
on
doing
your
the
wife,
right
by the way,
thing.
for Ken
They
Paxton.
really, truly
Yeah.
do believe in most cases that they're doing the right thing, even if they're horrible people. You know.
Yeah. And
Ken
it,
Paxton
and it
cheated on
feels
his
so
wife.
good.
By the
Like,
way,
it
No, of
must
course
be.
he's a horrible
Yeah.
person. Yeah, of course they're all horrible people in real life. They're all terrible. That's like
Bro,
because
if
the
you got
guilt is eating
divorced
them
on
aside
biblical
too.
terms, like you fucked up real bad.
Exactly.
32 years of marriage, and he
Oh,
threw it out.
That's
Or
actually
28.
really long.
One or the other. But yeah, I mean, honestly,
Par for the
I
course,
think,
actually.
yeah,
Good for her for leaving.
I think helping people is hard, and I think that's why they don't want to do it. Because putting yourself, I've learned in the past 24 hours that when you put yourself out there for people and you give yourself and parts of yourself, you do lose those parts of yourself, right?
Mm.
And
Mm.
being positive and being helpful is really, really, really hard to do.
Yep.
And you're taking on people's hurt and people's harm. You're internalizing it and you're trying to, I guess,
You have to
reproduce
process
into
it.
something positive.
Yeah.
hmm And, you know, I also work with my law school in advocacy for asylum cases, and it's really tough. And
God, that must be
That
mentally so hard.
kudos
Yeah.
to you, because that can be a very difficult.
Oh yeah. And I think for them and for like these lawmakers, it's just so much easier to turn around and say like, oh, the sex worker is the problem, or
Yeah.
or this
It's
is
just
the
easier to
problem.
yell at the problem.
Then
Mhm.
actually find a solution and work towards solutions, because solutions take time. And I know we want solutions right away, but we have to remember, again, solutions take time. And creating programs that will help people takes a lot of trial and error and a heck of a lot of money. And that's
Mhm.
just something that we have to accept and something we
Mhm.
have to be willing to put the time and energy towards. But if they want to keep yelling at sex workers, I'm going back. I'm eating the damn kids. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Back to the kids.
Name of the episode.
Eat the
Name of
kids.
the episode. Eat the kids.
They're eating the kids. Oh my god.
All the immigrants, they're eating the children.
They're
folks.
eating the
Oh my
kids. They're eating the kids.
They're eating the dogs.
Oh,
All of the
Eating
credit card
children.
processors. They're eating the children.
I never ate the children.
Very bad people. They're eating the children.
They're all very bad. Very
the
bad.
shithole.
The credit card processors,
Process-
you can't
Very
even
bad.
imagine. You can't even imagine.
They're eating the children, not like Epstein, my
That's-
friend, who never ate the children.
That's why
He was
also,
a good
like-
man.
I'm sorry, Trump got pictured with like a girl that could not have been older than 11. It is so foul to look
It's
at.
just like it's so embarrassing at this point. Like, what are we even doing? What are we even doing? What are we even doing?
Mm.
No.
What are we
I
even
know.
I
doing?
love living here. I love it here.
We're fighting.
Welcome to
Fight
part 2 of the
hard.
podcast where we talk about the Epstein files.
Yeah, welcome to part 2, where we unleash the actual whole file from the FBI.
Yeah.
We have it all here. You've heard it here first, folks.
Catch is
None
a
of us are
sleeper agent.
suicidal.
She's been on the trail. He has them
Yes.
now.
Oh my god.
Please open your pads and get your number 2 pencils.
It's
The
so
Epstein list
like,
is as follows.
It's so sad how we are actually a South Park episode. Like
Right.
Oh
as
my
a
god.
nation.
I saw
it's
that.
It's just real. It's just how it is. It's like just strange. It's just we're watching ourselves, and it's not even cool like cyberpunk. I was hoping for like a dystopian tech future.
Yeah,
You know.
Cyberpunk is
Like-
cool if you actually look at the lore, though.
No, I understand it's horrible.
but, like, you don't have,
I was
like, a gun in
hoping
your
that it
arm or
would at
something.
least be exactly.
Like, I want to
Give me
be
a
able to
fucking
like
gun
see
into my arm.
things through my eyes. Like I want my mask on
Yeah,
that
give me
automatic
some
gun.
fucking
Yeah, we're not
healthcare
Moxie
or
Beyond
fucking
an eyeball.
union.
shit, you know? Like yeah,
Give me, like, a-
Union. Gang.
Now we just have Grok AI.
yeah,
Woohoo.
exactly.
Give me
like
a
this
graphics
is-
card that
this
runs
is
off
just
my
cheap
body
and-
fat that I can just like play
We're like
games with and lose weight
we're
at
like
the same time.
Timu cyberpunk, and it
Yeah.
sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Timu Cyberpunk, that's a
Cyberpunk
good
was
one.
crazy.
Yeah. That, yeah.
Thank you.
We're in that Labubu Cyberpunk.
Golden. Lafufu. No,
Bootleg
Lafufu
Labubu Cyberpunk.
No, it's Lafufu.
Not a
Not
lafufu.
even real.
Okay,
Oh
okay,
my
okay.
god.
Well,
Yeah, I'm putting implants in my eyes. Come on, where is it?
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it would be a little bit cooler in the breakdown
I
of
know.
like humankind.
okay. Well, I'm gonna cut us off here, though.
Because we digress.
Good spot.
Good spot to cut us off. This has been the Devs Podcast, episode 53, talking about online censorship, payment processors, and the ways in which we are being squeezed as YouTubers. And I want to thank our panel tonight. They've been very informative, very congenial, and very, just frankly, it's been a great episode to talk about these sort of things.
Yeah, it's been such a productive discussion. Holy shit.
I have
enjoyed
learned.
it
I've got so
immensely.
many key takeaways.
Yeah, and like since the episode was conceptualized 3 weeks ago to now, like so much has happened. So we could not even imagine to fit the breadth of like everything that could have been mentioned in this episode. And we did have some guests lined up who did not appear here tonight. So I am grateful to our panel tonight who stepped in to sort of like fill in the gaps tonight to sort of like talk about these issues.
And thank you for sharing your experience and your expertise as well. This has been fascinating. Like the breadth of experience and knowledge that you guys have collectively has been just wonderful to listen to and absorb. Like I will definitely this is one for my replay list.
Oh,
Yes,
yes,
you
I
guys
so
are so
flattered.
cool. You guys are so stinking cool.
This,
Keep
I
doing
know,
the
this
work
was
you
a,
do.
I couldn't have picked a greater group of people that are all intelligent and informed and so eloquent. Great with words. Everyone all
Speaking-
around.
Speaking of
Great with
replays,
words, except when we want to make a point, and then we're
Well,
we're
yeah,
just like,
sometimes English is hard.
yeah.
Words are hard, but they're in there somewhere. It's just the synapses ain't snapped in sometimes.
Yeah.
they're not snapping today.
They're not.
This is
they're
the
not.
point, viewers, where I remind you to like and subscribe both here on YouTube and Spotify. Your likes, subscribes, and shares help us greatly to meet our mission to reach as many people as possible on this World Wide Web. We have great momentum right now, and helping us to continue that momentum would be very, very helpful. We're going to give our
Let's go.
panel a chance to do some plugs, starting with Palm. Palm, what you got going on right now?
So I'm finishing my paper, so I haven't really been live
Woo woo.
all that much. Woohoo! But you could usually find me on Twitch in the evenings, Eastern Standard Time, about 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I usually just play video games or do art. You can also follow me on Twitch or Twitter. Jeez, it's been a long day,
And
guys.
on Twitch. Follow Pom on Twitch.
I follow Paul on Twitch, I guess. Twitter,
All the places.
YouTube. You can, I guess, if you like this project and you like where we're going, you can contact the Free Speech Coalition for me, or donate to Ko-Fi if you want to keep a roof over my head.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Get
I'm
Palm
usually
a
pretty
massage
silly.
on Ko-Fi.
Yes.
I have a mission.
I'm pretty silly half the or most of the time, but yeah, we're working.
The other
hard
half
for you
is
guys.
violence, legal,
Yeah,
It's legal
Legal
violence.
legislative violence.
We like the legal violence.
Thank
Oh,
you,
it's my
Pom.
turn.
Thank you so much, Pom.
We love you,
yeah.
Pom.
Thank you for having me.
Mhm.
You guys are great. And
You're doing
Also-
Thank you so much,
amazing.
Palm.
thank you. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves, everyone. On the replay and here, take care of yourselves because self-care is your best act of resistance.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Thank you for being a great ally to YouTubers and sex workers in the space. I'm very impressed in the work that you're doing and your dedication to your passion to sort of like shining a light on sex work industry, because there are not very many people who are willing to do this and to speak for marginalized people. So
Mhm.
for
Make
you
me
to pick
cry.
for you to pick this route and to sort of like do what you've done. I've read your papers. It's
Yes.
impressive.
Phenomenal.
Thank
You are
Phenomenal.
phenomenal.
Thank you very much. Okay,
No,
not
thank
my
you.
idea.
The praise meter is filled up.
Yeah, she's like, okay, we're
I'm
done.
I'm done.
I'm blushing.
Yeah.
I'm done. You guys can. I am most active right now on Twitter at Hypnogia. My at might be changing to at Enchantress Gia to go with TOS compliances everywhere. So we'll see. I have Twitch. Do I ever stream on it? Well, we're gonna get into the habit of it, but you can follow me on Fansly as well. You can find my clips on I Want Clips, ManyVids, Fansly, Itch.io, Night Flirt, all the fun things. But like I said, I am most active on Twitter, and hopefully we're just getting started with a lot of things. I'm still kind of finding my footing here over this
Yes.
last year, but
Yeah.
big plans, big ideas, big goals, and I'm excited to have you all along for the ride.
Hell yeah.
Go.
All right, folks. Make sure that you give Agia a follow. They have the 50 followers here on Twitch, but still, to make the affiliate, they still could use your support.
Yes.
And
Give me
if you love their if you love the content and you want to support an experienced sex worker who's been through the trenches and back, please go check out their
thank you.
content.
Thank you. Thank you.
This pod is all about finding people who've come to YouTubing through their experiences, and we've found some really incredible people whose culmination of their life experiences have brought them here. So yeah, thank you so much for coming to the pod and sharing your experiences with us.
It's a pleasure to be part of this.
Absolutely.
Susie.
And
Hi.
last but not least, the Susie Q. Susie, what you got going on,
Thank
Susie?
You, thank you.
Susie,
Okay.
friend of the podcast,
so-
Susie.
Yes, me. That's me. That's me.
Yes, you,
I do like some, spicy streams right now. That's what I've been doing most regularly, but I'm gonna be doing more. So I'm coming back to Twitch. I will be doing normal, just kind of chill gaming streams. I want to get back to some gaming streams. I don't know exactly what it will entail yet. It's gonna be happening. So, come back to Twitch happening soon, TM.
Yay!
And also,
I
gonna
love your
be-
streams.
Thanks.
So excited for
gosh.
that.
I used to watch them
Thank you.
all the time.
Oh my god! Thank you. Oh my gosh. I also want to do some more with YouTube as well. So I'm gonna be trying to conquer YouTube again. I have lost my battle with YouTube twice, but it's fine.
Oh Lord.
Going back
I
a third
feel
time. Heck YouTube. And yeah, just kind of, plugging along doing my thing. So that's the goal.
Guys, it is no mistake, as you know by now, that we have had Susie on so very many times. This episode was conceptualized by Susie. I've worked and workshopped this episode with Susie through the course of very many weeks, and frankly, they are very much the person I turn to talk about many of the changes in space. They are the did you see this shit person?
Did you see this shit?
Did you see this shit person?
Yeah.
That I was going to.
Yeah.
So please
Yeah.
do check them out. They are active on the socials, here on Twitch, on the other sites as well. Please check them out. Last but not least is Lady Mystique. Tell us what you got going on.
Hey everyone, I have been and will continue to be Lady Mystique. I've been a little bit quiet at the moment, but I make audio pornography on Fansly. I stream sometimes on Twitch. We are in the process of updating my setup because I am a disabled streamer. I stream from bed and I am bed bound. I have an enormous wooden structure that has been hand built called the trebuchet that has served me well but is now giving up the ghost. It's a massive wooden crane with like my monitors and stuff on the end of it that swings out over my bed. And we're going to update that to a desk. So
Yay!
I may be
so
doing
exciting.
some fundraising to help sort of finance that. More details to come. But if you have enjoyed this discussion, if you've liked my work or just think I sound cool, you can find all of my links over on ladymystique.tv. That's Lady Mystique, all one word, .tv.
Woo!
Thank you,
Yes.
Mystique. You are an invaluable part of this podcast, and your clarifications earlier definitely helped so very much to contextualize the topic today, so I do appreciate you.
Thank you. I hope that I didn't interrupt anyone too much.
No,
but
you were
I've-
perfect.
I've absolutely loved this discussion. And thank you, Atra, for doing this. We work together on the podcast, but Atra does most of it. So,
Oh, stop it.
yeah.
Yes, big shout out. Biggest thanks to you.
Thank
Big
you,
shout out,
Atra.
yeah.
And I've been your host,
Yes.
Atramentum_X, Rice Streamer and YouTuber. You can find all my links on atramentum.inc. That's atramentum.ink.
Yes.
Please like and subscribe to this podcast. We've got big plans for the rest of this year. Lots of ideas.
I'm going to
lots
be doing a
plans.
couple of episodes soon.
Exactly. Lady Mystique has a couple of ideas to execute, and we too will have some cool ideas coming out soon. I do not have the next episode ready to unveil to you yet, so the preview will be just a recap of today's guests. But please like and subscribe. We will be back again soon in the month of August with our next episode for episode 54.
The next one is The Ethical Brat, isn't it?
The Ethical Brat, yes.
That's so funny.
We will
That's
talk about
I'm intrigued.
how to be a good brat, basically.
That's
the art
so
of good
funny.
bratting.
Ooh.
Yeah. We do not
And
have a
then
panel
after
yet
that-
for that. And then after
And then
that,
after that, we have brand basics, creating yourself and creating
Love
the space
that.
for your community to exist in. How do you do that?
Yes.
And how do you create it out of whole cloth?
exactly.
Love that. So important.
Mystique will be
So
driving in those two episodes, talking about the visual aesthetic and the auditory aesthetic of building your brand, so to speak.
Yes,
All
yes. Exciting
Thanks, both
stuff.
of those. That's amazing.
All right, signing off from the Dead Podcast, I'm your host, Atramentum, and have a good night, everybody. And do not forget to like and subscribe. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Hang on, where the hell's the video?
Good night.
Got it.
Good night.